All right, welcome back to the To Be Fair Show. I am your host, Johnny P.
Oh, yeah, real.
It's Q.
And we back. Welcome back. Appreciate everybody for pulling up on us. Before we get started, I want to tell everybody tap into us on all socials at the To Be Fair Show. That's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. Hit the like button. Tap in with us on the chat. We read some of the chats. We interact. The chat go crazy. So we appreciate y'all. Hit the subscribe button if it's your first time here and tap in with us. Appreciate y'all for being here. We got one loaded up for today. Best sitcom wife. So I'll throw it to Ray. I'll let him start it off. It was his question.
Yeah. So I came up with this question. I've been watching a lot of the sitcoms from like our childhood lately. Like that's you mean I don't watch new TV. Anything I watch is gonna be like probably some older shit. And I just thought about it. Like there was a specific show that I was watching that like I really realized how much I love the wife in this sitcom. And it made me think. I wonder what y'all's favorite sitcom wife is. I don't want to go first.
I'll let Q go first.
Okay, yeah, I probably have like the quickest one. I guess I wasn't like a super sitcom person growing up, so I kind of know like the basics. But if I'm just going to spitball one that I'm gonna guess that everybody has or wouldn't say, I'm gonna go with Shorty off for the Bernie Mac show.
Man, oh, wife.
God damn it.
That's the main one, bro.
That's Buzz.
I knew that was gonna be. I knew that was gonna be the thing,
bro. That is so wet because that's literally my favorite
She
wife.
the best one.
She's the best one, bro. That's crazy. We all three had the same answer. That's that bullshit,
bro. But she the best.
I didn't think that nobody was gonna say that.
I kind of was trying to just throw one out that wasn't nobody going to use.
Yeah, that wasn't the case, bro.
Yeah, no, I love her.
I was gonna say dark skin Aunt Viv. Because that's like my personal favorite. I liked her better than light skin Aunt Viv and Felicia Rashad. I guess that's Claire Huxtable. To me, from that era, she was my favorite. Bernie Mac.
Why was she your favorite over Miss Huxtable?
She just seemed a little more relatable to me personally, and a little more like my mom personally, as far as just the more supportive, I'd say traditional role. I guess she just reminded me more of my
in
mother.
The Fresh Prince. They had a butler.
Yeah, but I mean, I think Felicia Rashad, Claire Huxtable was a little more modern than dark skinned Aunt Viv. Way more.
What did dark skinned Aunt Viv do?
She didn't have a job.
Yes, she did.
Yes, she did. They had a whole butler. That's why. Like, if she didn't have a job, it wouldn't be no reason.
I thought it was all over Uncle Phil.
No, she had a job too.
What did she work at?
Well, I mean, as far as I know, she was I'm trying to.
I thought it was all off. I thought Uncle Phil.
Because I know in the new one she's an artist, but in the first one,
Uncle Phil is the breadwinner.
She was a professor in the first one.
Yeah, but a professor compared to like top judge. I think she.
Nah, they was both getting paid though. It was kind of a thing about the show. They was both respected in their fields, getting paid.
Okay, well, I take the traditional part about, but still, that's just my favorite. As far as she just felt like my mom more.
You know something that I realized that Miss Wanda, yeah, that Mrs. Wanda. Just got to put all the respect on her shit. Something that I noticed that I really appreciate about her character, like they literally played a lot of the. So I don't know if you've ever experienced it. I haven't necessarily experienced it myself, but you ever know when a woman like they use that very soft voice. You know, then they go into that soft voice, the butter you up voice. Like she does that very well. Like, you know what I mean? And when I see it, it's just like, bruh, that is just super sexy. It's super like feminine and super sexy to me. I love her.
Do you remember her on the Jamie Foxx show?
No.
She was she looked darker on the Jamie Foxx show, but that was her. She was, I forgot whose friend she was, but she was more of a ratchet character on there.
I'm glad I don't remember.
Oh, she was probably Fancy friend.
I think she was, but it was like she had an attitude. If you see the shows with her, you remember her. Like if you go back and watch the Jamie show,
I don't want to see her in that.
It wasn't like wasn't ghetto, bro. It was more like bougie,
I'm cool on the quick
high class bougie. That's more what I was.
Oh yeah, it was.
She was the high class bougie
I do
friend.
remember, yeah.
And she used to get into it with Jamie.
She used to tell her to leave Jamie. That used to be the one basically. She was
she was always the leave Jamie fan. Like,
oh yeah, I'm
gonna have to watch back.
Now Fancy was gonna be.
If you see her, y'all will recognize it. If you see her, you'd be like, oh, I didn't even realize that was her.
And did y'all realize that the Bernie Mac show was like the first sitcom without the laugh line?
What you mean the laugh line?
Where the Joker said, and then the little laugh in the background, like they have the little audience laugh.
Oh, you makes you say that was the first one?
That was from my recollection, it is the first one. Like as far as the black sitcoms,
but they shot it different though, because they had the cutaway scenes where it was almost like a reality show too. Because
right, he was sitting in the chair.
And so like I think it was a totally different type of
like
show
format.
Yeah, I don't know what you call that, but yeah, there was a difference though for sure.
Yeah. And it was funny because I went back and looked at like I got Jamie Foxx loaded up, Martin loaded up, all of the Netflix joints. Netflix got all of the My Wife and Kids.
Tubi got a lot of them too though.
Oh, I ain't no.
Bro, I'm trying to think of another sitcom wife that was like it's only a couple of them that was really worse.
Now, one of my favorites, she wasn't really a wife, but she became a wife like at the very end with Fancy from Jamie Foxx because she was like. She was bad. Their relationship was fire. I mean, they had it ups and downs, but just the whole thing.
Gabrielle Sidibe, is that?
I forgot what her real name was.
Gabrielle Sidibe is precious.
Oh yeah, it's Gabrielle something, right?
Don't do
it's Gabrielle.
It's a French name.
It's Gabrielle.
Yeah, but like just their whole thing, and then it ended with them getting married, which I thought was fire in the song, like the last episode.
Buvas or something like that. That's her name.
It's a French name. It's like Bo something. Yeah.
Buvas, I can't remember. I don't know how to say it.
But she was my favorite like character that ended up a wife though. Because she was just always had a crush on her throughout the whole show.
Yeah, and I think that like the character Gina played was pretty cool. Like going back and watching it as an adult man, you know what I mean? It's like completely different than when I was a child. I realized a lot of that shit was going over my head. And the relationship aspect, I pay more attention to the relationship aspects in the sitcoms now than I ever did before.
Gina was fun.
Gina was fun. She was fun. But Pam was bad though.
That's what we all slept on back in the day.
Yeah, we did because back in the day, bro, the dark skin Joe.
Back in the day, I thought she was.
Well, the jokes, everybody he was clowning on Pam so hard.
Act like that. The dark skin thing was a thing back in the day, bro. Niggas, the light skinned girls got the benefit of the doubt way easier than dark skin. I'm glad that we grew out of that as a culture because that was definitely a fucking thing.
Even dark skinned dudes took them L's back in the day too.
I had to wear.
Like all you had to do was just be a little bit ashy. That's a dark skinned
dude. You got called a black African booty scratcher, bro.
Oh, bro. Shh. Hey, after getting out the pool a couple times, you forget your lotion. That's brutal being dark skinned, bro.
I ain't never had to bring lotion to the pool, bro.
You was just ashy after you swam.
I just didn't.
You was just ashy.
Or maybe I just wasn't that pretty. We didn't give a fuck about ash at the pool, bro. I never thought about no damn lotion.
You damn sure wasn't that pretty.
I was gonna let Tone
be hating, bro.
You had that part right. You wouldn't
be hating, bro.
I was gonna let
Tone know what I was doing all his life.
But now I will say, Tisha,
all his fucking life. He been there.
Don't son that man like that.
Bro, that man was ugly as a baby, bro. Like you see his baby pictures, bro.
That boy is stupid. But no, I like Tisha Campbell better as a wife and My Wife and Kids.
Yeah, she's much better.
I think she was a better character in that one. I ain't necessarily really like that show, but I thought
I the show. I actually like that show. I ain't gonna lie. This is gonna be an unpopular opinion. I think I probably like that show as an adult more than I do Martin.
Oh, that's a terrible take.
I know it's a terrible take.
What, My Wife and Kids over Martin?
They're not.
I don't think that's a terrible take.
But Damon did his motherfucking thing in My Wife and Kids, bro. He is like.
I think she knew she had to up the level, like because he didn't want to use her in the first place because he didn't want people to be looking at it like, oh, it's Gina. He didn't even want to use her, but she had did so good in the audition that he was like, nah, I'm gonna go ahead. Like they end up doing it.
It was a good pick.
So she ended up taking it up a notch. And I'm like, yeah, who she played in My Wife and Kids versus Martin, she took it up a level. I think all of them done grew like in their acting skills. Personal life.
I'll say this though, this might be a terrible take, but I've never thought the Wayans were that funny personally. I think they make good movies.
You ain't like Major Payne?
It's okay, but it's never been
like a fucking classic.
I know it's a classic, but to me, it's never been like a ha. I think there's always been like funnier movie and funnier people than them. So I've never really been a huge fan, even though I like the Wayans brothers. I like the younger two a little more probably.
Man, so you ain't watch Wayne Head, did you? You too young. Wayne Head. That was a cartoon. Damon Wayne had.
Yeah, but I think
it used to be on the WB when we was young.
But that was dealing with the Wayans brothers.
That was Damon Wayne show. It was about him as a kid, and it had the whole neighborhood. And he had the boot on because he really wore a boot in real life, like a
Yeah, he talked about his foot. He got like
he had
something wrong with one of his feet. It was like much smaller than the other one or something.
Yeah, and he had to wear the boot, and they had a cartoon about it. It was a dope cartoon. Like y'all didn't watch this?
I didn't.
No, I ain't. Like I said, I wasn't like the biggest sitcom or
that was like one of the only black cartoons. Like we only had like a few, or we used to get some back in the day. Like that was an adult cartoon though. That was kind of an adult cartoon. This was
that wasn't really for kids.
This was for kids. This joke was dope. Like it was for kids. I used to watch this on Saturday mornings. Eating my cereal.
Watch South Park. Those are probably like the ones.
Yeah, South Park was the shit. I remember playing the South Park game. You ever played that game? It was like a snowball game or something. You can piss on the snowball.
Yeah,
I got it.
Throw the snowballs.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah. That wasn't some shit. My mom, that was you go to your homeboy that his mama ain't pay a lot of attention to.
South
what he was
Park
doing.
Been out for a long ass time. People still like it's still.
Oh no! Today, till today, it still has like some of the best satire.
Like, but it came out in like 98, 99. Like it's. Like we've been watching this since elementary school.
Like I've been watching. Like I've been recently like watching back the episodes from the beginning to like now. One of the dope things I noticed is you can tell when the creators get older, or like when they mature, because it's very very immature in the beginning. But they still was slick with the satire. But as they get older, you see they become like more socially conscious and all of that stuff, and it starts becoming a lot more deeper. I'm like, yeah, it's a lot of people like this show.
And I think something else that does well with like longer tenured cartoons and things like that is the depth of each character kind of has its own thing to where it's easier or it makes it funner to engage inside like thought-provoking conversation. Like Family Guy's a bit of that too.
Yeah,
so if you look at like from where it started at and then
American
where it's
Dad
at, and then how they introduce social things, and then they kind of have like almost representation of different ideologies within each character, and they can kind of play along.
It's funny you said Family Guy.
Boondocks was shorter though.
Because when we talk about sitcom wives, Lois Griffin.
Listen, only reason I chose Wanda because I remember she was built. All right. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Wanda was
sick though. Yeah, she was bad and she was nice.
And the way she just handled Bernie really well. She just handled him really well.
Even when she got mad at him, it was
sexy, for sure. And the way she showed that she was mad, like the things that she would do, it wasn't so like mouthy and shit. It was like less. Yeah, it wasn't so mouthy.
Yeah, you don't get none of my attention. Like you don't get none of my attention. He'd be sitting there fighting for the attention, bro. Like
he trying to prove a point. I think that relationship dynamic is super dope. You gotta go back and look at it, bro. Like Wanda, that she played a hell of a character in that sitcom for sure. That's fucked up that you even said that, bro. I just knew I had mine in the tuck. I was like, I'm gonna go last.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't choose it for any of the reasons y'all said. Y'all niggas just saying shit I ain't pay no attention to or remember or think about.
All right,
I remember she was built.
Sitcom girlfriends, who you got?
Sitcom.
Not necessarily wifey material, but
let me look up sitcom.
I said fancy. That was my one.
Fancy.
And then here goes another good one, just based on their relationship. What's this shit called? Regina from Steve Harvey show.
Okay.
That was
her and Sid, right?
No,
her and Steve.
Oh, she was just short hair.
Yeah, Piggy. Yeah.
Okay.
Nah, Levita was fine too. Levita and Sid had a fun.
That was the other one. Yeah,
goofy.
That was a fun relationship too, though.
She was goofy. I ain't gonna lie, I like girls who are a little bit goofy, bro. Like if you can make me laugh, that's a funny thing.
Oh yeah, Family Matters. That meant to say Harriet.
Oh, what about Laura?
Harriet
y'all would dated Laura.
Nah, that was the one that was Steve. The one he liked, right?
But they had a fire. Myra had Myra was a fire.
So y'all would have dated Laura. Nah, Myra. Y'all crazy.
Once she got Myra was killing Laura.
It was a personality.
She was crushing Laura.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you could have pulled Laura, you would have dated Laura.
Not if I had Myra.
Hey, Myra was.
Once I got Myra, fuck Laura.
And Myra was down to do some stuff too.
Hell yeah, like Myra was a fire sitcom girl.
All right, I got mine. In the House, Mia Campbell.
Oh yeah.
She okay.
You don't fast forward to when she became a drug addict, but like her at that moment, I don't know if it's a better one.
She recently had a picture. She bad.
She back.
Yeah, she back. She had a picture.
I go back. I get this one too. 1-on-1 Kyler Pratt.
Bro, leave my baby alone, bro. Leave my baby alone, bro. You stay far. I'll fight you over Kyler, bro.
Like 1-on-1 Kyler Pratt. That was a fire girlfriend back in the day too.
Bro, I was in love with Kyler Pratt like my whole life, bro. Like it's just like when she came on Sister when we was little, bro.
Oh hell yeah. Oh, and then another one. Here go another one that was fire. Megan Good and Cousin Skeeter.
Bro, Megan Good.
That was when the world first found it. Like I remember,
Megan Good is different, bro.
That was when we first found.
She's bad.
Super. Been always since we was kids.
Every time somebody talk about like the baddest in the game, like I always go Megan Good. Other than like Maya is super bad too, but Megan Good is just one of them ones. She's definitely one of them ones.
What y'all got on Topanga, bro?
I used to like Topanga too, bro.
Yeah, I like Topanga.
Boy Meets World. I know we were doing white sitcoms.
Hey, bro, whatever sitcoms, bro.
I know them boys ain't watched this shit.
Bro, hey,
yeah, no, I know Topanga.
Everybody know Topanga, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know who the fuck Topanga is.
You didn't watch Boy Meets World?
The white woman with the curls and the lip gloss.
Dog, on Topanga was killing them at one point.
I
was trying to find another one.
Fancy was it though. Fancy was the baddest.
Yeah, like I said,
Fancy was bad. She
just brown skin John.
She just seemed like she was more unattainable than anything. It was like
that's what made her bad.
Even the guys that she dated was like weirdo dudes. Like, it was like, do you really want? Oh no, man.
She put my boy Jamie through it.
She said Lisa from Saved by the Bell.
Saved by the Bell.
Oh, that's
Lisa.
a good one.
Lisa could have Lark Voorhees back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah, Lisa from Saved by the Bell was bad. That's a good.
What was the black girl Power Ranger?
You talking about Ashley or the
the other one was Asian.
It was two black girl Power Rangers. I didn't realize they had switched. I didn't realize it until I was older, but it was two.
Oh shit!
That's why I used to want to do break dance.
I might not have ever realized that until just now,
bro. They had switched because it was like one of them was there for a season, and Karen Ashley, and then she switched
shot of fire though. I did
with this other actress because who
until the woke
supposed to be her cousin on the show. But they looked
like that Eddie Gordo. That was what introduced me to it.
Yeah, Eddie Gordo, and then you had the Black Power Ranger. He popped out and was break dance fighting.
It would be the Black Power Ranger with the box.
Yeah.
Hey, and they be sitting.
But I mean, they played on every trope.
They recently just had this.
Wasn't the Asian one the yellow one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They came.
And then Captain Planet did the exact same tropes. It was.
Well, they had a documentary come out about that recently, and they was apologizing for doing that. And the Black Ranger came out and was like, "Ew, I'm glad y'all did. If y'all wouldn't have made me the Black Power Ranger, I would have been hot. Like, wanted to be.
Well, as the black guy, you definitely want to be the Black Power Ranger.
But like in the '90s, like ain't what nobody like.
Oh no, because wrestling was full of tropes. Also.
Yeah, like what nobody
like
tripping on that
like
shit
everybody was the stereotype. No matter what you was,
that's
you was
what made
that
it funny.
stereotype.
That's what made the shit funny.
I kind of miss it a little bit. It's starting to rear its head.
If you was a Samoan, you was gonna be like barefaced with the leaves coming down, and little
henna tattoos on you.
Yeah,
like they did this. Like I don't mind.
If you was Indian, you was going. No, who was Rikishi? He was Indian or something, right? Like
I don't know what he was.
I think they made him be from like the Pompeii Island, like the little
like
islands,
Polynesian or something.
The Polynesian islands. So they made him like this stereotype. Everybody was a stereotype. Booker T.
People wouldn't.
You gotta talk like you fresh off the block. What do you say, Hogan? We coming for you, nigga.
Yeah, we called him a nigga.
He's funny as hell. You, nigga.
Bro,
that was one of the most ignorant things ever.
And then they turned The Rock into a full Italian. They had a nigga in the tight shirts with the V, not the V-neck, the turtleneck.
Now
with the glasses, doing the eyebrow over it.
How they break up the Nation of Domination like they did, bro? That was messed up.
I don't even remember what happened. I just remember that
first they put a white boy in there. It was like a whole black thing. They put Owen Hart in there, and then
wow.
Yeah, no, it didn't make sense because the Nation of Domination. You thought of the Nation of Islam.
Yeah, it was dope. They put the white boy.
See, I ain't get into wrestling that much, man. Once I realized this shit,
I was into it. I was into it pretty good.
Even though
until
when y'all stop? Like, because I stopped
middle school.
Well, I stopped like 4th, 5th grade. Like I got super sick of that shit. Like
like 4th, 5th grade, but. all my people like wrestling. Like my uncle Timmy, he like wrestling. My mother, she like wrestling.
My mama like this shit too.
For a while, my dad would watch it too. Like we'll get like the WrestleMania, like all the big pay-per-views.
I was arguing about a dude yesterday about going to WrestleMania, and I was like, I don't get it, bro. Like people still be going though.
Yeah, like it's its own thing. I think it's more so
I don't get it.
Like a soap opera for men and shit like that. Because like when we was growing up, it was still like some thought that it might be real or something like that. And they used to always try and play along those lines. But like now, I don't think anybody thinks it's real as much as like it's the whole storyline, the heels, and
you don't and it's watch the show Heels. It's on Netflix. Watch the show Heels, and that explain it like reignited it for me. Heels and I watched Glow on Netflix too. That was pretty
but that when I found out it wasn't real, I remember like I ain't never got back into it. That was it for me personally. But it'd be a lot of people into it. But y'all ready to switch gears real quick and go on to the, it's 420 today. Okay. So I think we got a favorite 420 albums. I think that'll be a good one. I got a few of them. Happy 420, everybody.
What qualifies as a 420 album?
Let's see. We got The Chronic.
I mean, I get that's debate. You could make your own definition, but favorite smoker album or album you like to listen to when you high. I guess that's what I was thinking of.
Go ahead. What's yours? I got to think.
Mine would be Stank on You. Okay. I think that's a 420. I think that's a perfect.
Nigga, when was the last time you listened to Stank on You when you was? Are you just saying like this is the best of all time, or
I think the best, like the best. I'll say that's like the best.
So you ain't listening to no damn.
I just was listening to B.O.B. earlier today. Just played So Fresh and So Clean today.
But then go back for the past 2 months when you driving back high. What you be listening to?
Driving back high.
I don't smoke and drive. I be at the crib, and I'll put on. I like we got it right there. Like it's right behind us. It got to be one of the classic. And growing up, I ain't realized it was an ass about like weed, and then until I got older, and that's why I like it as much because I was kind of innocent growing up, and then once I started smoking,
I'm just now realizing
I'm
like, oh shit, that's a smoker's album. So that's why I'm personally.
I didn't know until I'll go back and listen.
You listen to it, be like, you got some stank on you. That makes
it's
sense.
Called Stank on You. Like it's a smoker.
So now let me ask you this: can you name 3 songs that's not Bombs Over Baghdad and So Fresh and So Clean?
You got Humble Mumble.
Okay.
Get It is something.
Come on.
I forget the names, but Humble Mumble is one of them.
Okay. Yeah. Now do me a favor. Could you name from Wiz Khalifa's what's the big Wiz album?
Cushion OJ?
Yeah. Name 5.
I probably can't name 5 of those either. I don't remember the names. Okay. Like I got the Kid Frankie. Yeah, I don't remember you know why? Because I was high listening to all these albums.
I ain't never been a fan of
You didn't celebrate today?
I smoked a little bit before I came here today too, so that might have something to do with this. But
damn, I wish I can go to the meme right now. I got a meme about that.
But get back Cushion OJ was probably like when I started smoking, like the first one that like I remember being like a favorite. Like weed album.
Cushion OJ is one of my favorites. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that.
That's what I was gonna say. But then Stank on You is like when I look back, like that's like a classic that I didn't know was a weed album.
I probably and shout out to Wiz. Cushion OJ 2 just came out. I was listening to that before I came over here. That junk dope too.
Oh, he just dropped a new album?
Yeah, like 2 days ago. That junk dope.
Like, it is?
Yeah, I ain't heard Cushion OJ 2. Cushion OJ 2. He like this is like the Wiz I knew like listening to it at the beginning. I like what's on there so far.
I'll give it a try.
I'm gonna go ahead and give you one of for me, Snow Allegra. Good smoking album. Like it's oddly weird, but I like smoking and stuff like that. Like I like Sade albums. I like different. Like it's like I don't know, something about that feel just makes me feel good while I'm listening to those type of albums. Like
Frank Ocean was a good one. Nostalgic Ocean or Ultra. That was I always smoked to that one when it first came out. That was definitely a great smoker album.
Dang.
I don't know. You got one, Q?
I guess like I'm not like a smoker like that. I can give you, I guess, maybe 2 albums that to me are from like smokers that I really enjoy. Covert Coupe, that would be one.
Who's that?
That's Currency.
I forget.
Currency and Alchemist, Covert Coupe, and Baduism.
That's a good one.
Oh no!
Ain't nothing like that neo soul feel when you like. That's a different feeling.
Yeah, you said Snow Lego, so I'm like, oh shit, I ain't know we was throwing R&B in the mix.
We ain't say rap. Rap ain't even my favorite doggone form of music. I'm gonna tell y'all that now. It's like, and that's why every time y'all ask me about rap, or you ask me about music, it's not gonna be a rap album. I don't even be listening to all the rappers like that.
Yeah, I definitely listen to my share of R&B. But the beats, I gotta have the beats too. So it just is what it is. I only listen to music when I'm in the car though. That's like the only time I ever listen to music is in the car. But I don't got no Smokers album. I can't think of.
Long Live ASAP is not a bad one. Yeah. Like that was. I feel like he used to have to be like on.
Pilot Talk by Currency is a good one.
On Codeine for that. That was like during that whole Pilot Talk. What's the one with him and is that Pilot Talk with him and Wiz?
No, that's
that was a one that was heavily talked about. Whatever the Wiz and Currency.
Yeah, I forgot the name of that one.
Like all my weed smoking friends, I was a dude that was like sipping drink while the weed the 420 session was going. And everybody was enjoying all the shit.
Wiz got a number of mixtapes that's just like good to smoke to.
Oh, Flight School.
Yeah, because Flight School was my joint.
I know another great one from them is Live at the Auditorium.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It was a song him and Currency had. Won't you come and push your ass in this? They had.
That's Glass House. That's Big Crit's on there too.
Yeah,
any of the Wayne mixtapes back in the day.
Yeah, Big Crit and what's cuz? What are the OG little smoker rappers?
Devin the Dude?
Yeah, Devin the Dude.
Yeah.
Glass House.
You just say one of the OG smoker rappers, and this nigga just nailed it.
Well, Devin the Dude.
That was like his whole
that
brand.
was his whole persona, was a smoker. He had a few songs. I fuck with Devin the Dude too. What a job.
I feel like I done heard some of his instrumentals back in the day.
Yeah, he had a few of them. And then, like I say, all of the Wayne shit, like, in between like the Carter 2 and the Carter 3, like he had Kush, he had I Feel Like Dying, like he had a bunch of just.
I kind of like listening to I don't want to say the whole Wu-Tang, but it is a lot of Wu-Tang. I gotta just give it to Wu-Tang. It's usually individuals.
Method Man and Redman,
like Redman not in Wu-Tang, but Method Man. I include Redman too, but yeah, he like the Wu-Tang's cousin or something. But definitely like I like how Meth's voice sound. Ghostface,
Ghostface is
doggone Raekwon. Like it's like it's a certain vibe you get if you listen to those type tracks and stuff. Like I like how that feels.
Yeah, I don't know, Wu-Tang. They beats too hard for me to want to listen.
It just depends on what it is, but it's
not all of it.
Just I guess if you're going like with like Cuban links and shit, like only for built for only for Cuban links, where it's more open instrumentals, but especially we talking about like 36 chambers. It's like
that's why I said like specific artists. Like it's more the individual records I'd be liking more so.
Yeah.
Or you get like the freestyles and stuff. It's like I can just listen to that.
Do y'all have a current favorite song? We can take it away from albums. A song, 420 song.
Dang, I don't got no current thing I say right now.
Current, not meaning that it has to be released.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Just like right now,
like
what's the song I'm smoking
go-to.
to?
I played mine earlier, which was Roll Some More. To me, it's such a great.
Talking about which one about
Lucky Day? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that was a good time period too.
That one I played, "Drifting" by Kamari, is a good R&B song.
Your mine's is better.
Yeah, that's debatable. That's debatable.
But, we could do a poll on this one. But I'll stand on it.
But it's one I played yesterday. But I play like every Saturday. But it talks about the Saturday by Ludacris. Big weed pocket full of. Just see the big old sticky. I think that's a weed smoker song.
That Blueberry Yum Yum too.
Yeah, that's
Blueberry,
a good one too.
Yum.
But I play that every Saturday. But so I don't know if that counts. It's not a 420 song, but it is about smoking.
Hey, y'all weed smokers. So when y'all be smoking weed, So when y'all be smoking weed, y'all be tasting the different little things.
If it's good,
like the notes.
If it's good, if you get like really good, like when you go to
like the blueberry yum.
When you go to like the Spencer,
I can taste the blueberry.
Yeah, you can like.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can tell Kush. Like if it's some real good Kush, I always knew that
because I smoked that.
You be like,
yeah,
they like actually for sure. Like, that's why they got different strands and stuff because it is.
To me, the strand shit is more so like the effects, but I don't be knowing.
That's why, like, I do want to go to a dispensary and like be able to like to try different ones and find the one that's just like, you know what I mean.
This is my shit.
One.
No, you got to ask like niggas pass around indica, sativa. Get the fuck. Y'all go over there somewhere.
Yeah. You talking about the reverse? Indica go put you to sleep, bro.
You gonna chill like sativa have you thinking that?
Sativa have you paranoid.
Not necessarily. It's depend on what you do. Like me, I like some sativa because I like to stay up. Like indica, I go to sleep easily. So like the indica just put me down.
Body high is way better than just being up in your head, anxious.
I ain't gonna lie. I anytime whenever I hit one, like I don't smoke really either, but when it make me goddamn go into this like self-actualization. Like I start goddamn
that's the
really
sativa.
like
You got to
really
get away
like
from
existential
my own ass and shit.
You got to get away from the sativa.
Yeah.
Do it. I promise you that's
what
it is.
Like, man, damn, am I a horrible?
Yeah,
person?
that was
weed man don't know what he giving you.
That was sativa.
He just crumbled it all up. That's what it is.
Just throw it in the bag.
Like
crumble.
That indica,
that's the old school weed, man. The new weed man know what he
They probably do know because
like the old school joint. Yeah, back in the day, it wasn't no different.
Hey, bro, what happened to Reggie, bro? What happened to Reggie, bro?
Niggas quit growing that shit.
The plants just changed.
Reggie was when it was somebody in the field growing it.
No more Reggie.
Like, but now people grow it at such
a. What happened to like now niggas want to get like super high
because they grow it differently. Nobody's like growing that shit like in their backyard and shit.
My thing is how high.
According to Minister Muhammad, that shit make you gay.
I didn't see that.
Like the high THC, that shit make you gay.
Nah, that shit never made me think of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know what studies they did. Man, that shit, I don't believe
That's all I'm saying. It feminizes the man, the higher THC. That's what they say.
That's what they say. I heard
studies back it up.
What studies?
THC soy boys.
I ain't even engaging.
It's a pseudo study out of Harvard.
I ain't even engaging in no foolishness on
it's
a holiday.
Pseudo study out of Harvard.
It's a holiday. We ain't even engaging in no foolishness, bro. What are we doing?
My bad.
Hey, where we at?
You want to read some? We only got.
Bro, it's not a lot of comments. Like this is.
No, we got LTO in there cooking with us. I was trying to mention a couple of them while she was kind of running them down. I ain't see what the last few of them was. Hey, chat, get active. Come on. I know it's Easter. I know y'all fresh off of a good Easter egg hunt. And I guess as we are, I guess we don't want to ignore the elephant in the room, which would be Easter.
Oh, wait,
so I guess y'all could tell us about like y'all Easter Sunday, what y'all put on, where y'all went. What did y'all do? Huh?
Oh no, it was just a regular Sunday.
Yeah, I don't celebrate Ishtar.
No Resurrection Sunday.
I don't celebrate Ishtar. This ain't.
Okay, why don't you celebrate? And what is Ishtar?
Ishtar is the goddess of fertility that got to do with where these bunny eggs and stuff come from, and bunnies don't lay no eggs. Like even with this whole thing, like where they be talking about
like rabbits.
Like in the Bible, it say that Jesus was buried for 3 days and 3 nights. So Friday to Sunday is not no 3 days to 3 nights. Like anybody ever think about this stuff? Like it's just like I'm not. That's why I don't celebrate though.
You had to count it out.
I was like, maybe he got buried Thursday night, and then he woke up on Sunday night. But either way, I'm like, I'm not celebrating this stuff. Like a lot of stuff got changed in the 1600s. You go back and you look, and it was these pagan holidays. Constantine was trying to establish peace. I don't know if this, whenever Constantine was around, go look
Pagan
at that time.
But let me ask you this though, as a believer, but do you think it actually the resurrection is a real thing?
Yeah, I do believe the resurrection.
But you don't think it just happened?
I believe, I think we should be celebrating Passover, but that's a whole nother conversation.
I thought that was a Jewish holiday.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Oh, okay. Well, we won't get into that then. But happy whatever you celebrate. It's a holiday on a couple.
Oh, you haven't thrown out the Easter today,
huh?
Yeah, you've been throwing it out. Happy family reunion. I feel it.
But so I guess y'all boys.
So you are like an Easter celebrator.
I didn't go this year, but
I'm talking about like generally speaking.
Like,
so
yeah,
like that.
I grew up in the church, so I mean, obviously, like
so you go to church on Easter.
I'm here. So
I'm talking about in general. You said you didn't go this, but
I haven't been in a while personally.
Okay.
But like growing up, that was something.
You one of them niggas that show up on Easter in your fresh.
Like, how am I getting the accusations?
That's what it sounds like. I ain't heard your ass mention nothing about going to no church house until Easter.
I didn't go to church today. I didn't say I was going,
but you typically would go. Like it would feel right to go on Easter. Is what.
No, I actually just said I wouldn't go on Easter if I hadn't been in a while because I probably wouldn't want to show up on a holiday if I hadn't been there. I'd just show up on a regular. But like when I was going to church, it was every Sunday, so Easter was just a regular.
What made you Sunday. Not go to church? What made you stop going? Because you said you was raised.
Yeah, it's just like a personal observation I had with the church. And
what was the observation?
It was like an issue with one of the pastors, and like I personally,
probably should explain that out further.
Well, I mean, it was I think he had a sexual assault case or something, and then like me looking up to him as like the pastor.
Oh, okay.
And then I kind of
was it with the boy?
No, it was with a woman.
With a woman.
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't super freaky.
And just, nothing dealt.
It was just regular freaking.
Nothing dealt with you at all.
No, not at all. Yeah,
just wanted to make sure that the audience got that clarification.
Untraumatized motherfucker. Like, I got different type of trauma, but it ain't from that. But let me stop. Yeah, we stop. But like, so that's why I just ain't go into like I just stopped kind of going after a while. But
so was it that for him to have done whatever it was he did with that woman that made you feel like that he couldn't tell you, give you a good word?
Well, it felt like hypocrisy a little bit, and it's like you're just a man like me, so it's like, why am I? It was just the leadership aspect, and just
what you used to look at him as. If he's just a man like you, what did you look at
him
more
as like an ordained minister? It's like somebody who's
them niggas just go to a class, bro.
I realize that now. Like I'm like,
ordained means like you was destined certified, for this, right?
That's what they just call it. But I guess it means you just went to the class that you got ordained.
But what it's supposed to mean, like,
I'll look it up.
It's supposed to be like
it's like having a doctorate on your name or something.
But they make it seem like it come from like God or something. But that was like
come from God idea.
But that's where I stopped doing it once I realized that a lot of the people in the church are just trying to figure it out just like me. I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but that's just my personal relationship with it. And I just kind of
seen one position called overseer. I was like, what is the overseer? Like, really? You had to put that?
Oh yeah, or then that just mean that they because it says make someone a priest or minister, confer holy orders on, like, pretty much, yeah, you went to the class, bro. You are certified. You got your certificate to be whatever position.
Yeah, but that's why I really stopped just attending church on the regular, is because I felt like I've learned all the lessons, and then I'm looking at these people and they doing the same thing I'm doing. Or they facing the same issues I'm facing.
You made it past.
I think that we kind of did. I think that that's something that we do that we shouldn't do, is like make them that they are just like you. You know what I mean?
But I didn't grow like. But I get it now.
Yeah, because I actually want to. I'm actually thinking
growing up. I would look at them, especially if you're teaching me all this stuff about the Bible and you're giving me these lessons on life and stuff. I'm looking at you and like, oh, you must have some kind of like light on you, or there's something. But now I'm like, oh, you're just a regular person. Yeah, you're just a regular person. But I didn't really understand that growing up.
I get it. I'm actually thinking about and I've been thinking about this for a while, especially like since having kids, is going and finding a church for us to go to. With all of the information that I know, I've you know what I mean. I was raised going to church. And then my brother went to school and he went to Livingstone for I forget what the name of the study. He studied like the religion and all that shit. And so he pretty much came out of that not believing in any of it. And so he talked to me a lot, and I was listening to a lot of the stuff he was saying. So then I became this quote unquote atheist. But then going as I've gotten older, like I've wanted, like I pray more now than I've ever prayed in my life. And I feel a need, especially with my kids, that foundation. I feel like the one thing that like going that the church can provide, especially ones that have like the youth, the youth, like the youth church and all that, they separate the kids and all that stuff. It's just like there's a foundation there that I do value. There's a foundation that the church taught me and that I do value. And I just praise and worship is something that I definitely miss. I strongly miss praise and worship. And
I'll give the church this. There's the community aspect of it is something that like is valuable. I can't take nothing away from that. And I don't want to, I'm not a non-believer or atheist or anything, but there's a community aspect of it that is, priceless. You're not going to be able to get that, especially when you're raising kids.
Yeah.
And so I definitely agree with that. And I don't want to make it seem like I'm some anti, against church person because of my, my own personal, thing with it. But yeah, there's a lot of good, and I think the goods do, for the most part, outweigh the bad, especially like when you're raising people and trying to, instill certain principles in kids. I think it's very valuable.
And it's crazy because like I find myself, children ask so many questions. They ask so many questions, and you'll find yourself stumped often. Because even the most simple question that they'll ask, it's like, damn, how do I even explain this thing to you? Like my daughter, she's like, why is it raining? Because the cloud, you know what I mean? Like, do you explain it that way, or do you say because God, you know what I mean? Because God decided it's gonna rain today. And then that leads to more questions. You know what I mean? I think that like not only the community, and then I just think that it's something I just value it. And I've learned that like as I become a man, especially a father, and especially like in my household, being like the head of my household and like leading in the way I lead, like I find that like I understand that God's the head and man answers to God. I understand that hierarchy. And I actually appreciate it more than I ever knew that I would. In these days, more than ever. It's crazy. Oftentimes that's something that I found that like most of the things that I believe now, I might have believed in when I was younger and strayed away from it and then came back to that same belief system. And then that's for me, that's what solidifies it and makes it stronger for me. You know what I mean? Once I've questioned that thing and
like
went away from it and come back. Yeah, that full circle moment. Like, and that's like in general, that's when those are the things that I'm confident in, like, and I stand on is when I've felt that way and then strayed away from it, questioned it all the way down to the, you know what I mean? And then end up coming right back to that same thing. That's when I really feel like I could stand on something. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's even like with my relationship, with my marriage. Like, it's the same thing. Like anytime I've wanted it and then realize, oh no, you know what I mean? Even like with my car, the Mustang, I had the first one. Then I started questioning myself, like, did I do this for other people? So I got rid of it. Then I realized, no, it's me. I want the car. I don't give a fuck what everybody else think. This is what I like. And so I'm just always question myself just about anything that I stand on for real, like that I'll be like, that I'll give you a definite answer and stand on it. It's because I believed it. And then I went all the way around that motherfucking circle and I convinced myself that I don't believe it anymore. And then end up coming right back to that same place. And then that's where I'm like, bro, this is, you know what I mean? I can stand on this now.
No, I fuck with that. But let me ask you this though. How do you know where you are in the circle though?
The thing is that I know when I believe it, it's more because something that was instilled in me from like the teachings of my parents, right? And then once I start to get old, when you get older, you question all of those things. So you just pretty much, I just stopped believing. I don't know. And then hell, I don't know exactly where I am in it. But then once I come back full circle and I'm convinced again, it's like, okay, yeah.
No, I get that. Y'all boys want to go on the memes? Or y'all, you ready to take this L on good Easter Sunday? Y'all ass up out of here. I'm back.
Bum.
And I'm gonna make him go first.
I got something for your ass in that pause anyway. I got something from last week.
Yo. I'll go.
I caught that quick.
I'll go second. I'll let Q go last.
All right.
And then Tone.
Tone ain't doing no fucking memes.
Yeah,
today.
Tone's doing.
He doing no fucking memes today. I'm gonna flame Johnny ass real quick. Pause and go.
I'm talking about my ass, bro. God damn, this twice.
All right, bro.
Leave my ass out of it.
Hey, where's that? Where your boy at? The YNs. We back on that. Go to your boy Nick Fuentes. Go up.
Which one? You got to tell me who it is.
Keep going. I don't even know what he looked like. It's gonna say it
right there.
There it is. YNs.
Let me start that over.
Let's get this one for Johnny. I'm going to go ahead and put you in this box. You was already in there anyway. Well, we're just gonna seal it one more time.
I put a video up about Marcus Morris saying YNs.
Like, I really like the Grizzly. Like, the YNs, they really come into play, right? Like,
now I came across another video I want to share with you guys and see why this is so problematic. Nick Fuentes, he slipped it in. Check this out.
The problem with young YNs, young black men, these black adolescents, they say the problem with them is the culture. It's the rap music made them this way.
See, this is a way for them to use the word without it being problematic because now it's within the culture. So they're just doing what the culture say to do. That's why it says problematic. But what do I know? Yesterday,
I guess
he was coming at me.
Yeah, go ahead. Come on.
He was coming at me. You think if he didn't use YNs, his message would have changed? Or you think he could have said because he said he was about to say young nigga and then he changed, but that would have been more infuriating. But he still like, what are you talking?
There was
about?
a few different things wrong with what he just did there though. He said YNs, then he like outside of the fact of using niggas, he tied all black adolescents to that title. We don't use it in that.
But he does that anyway, and he ties them all back to another word that he just wasn't going to say. So
Nick Fuentes also just says nigga also. Like, so he does say that. Like, I don't know. I guess that'd be the only thing for me is that, like, if it was other white people using it, like him, like the person that's been kicked off YouTube and Twitch and any streaming platform outside of maybe Rumble, I think. And I think all the way to the point that he had to get his own streaming platform because of he saying racist shit over and over. I wouldn't use him as like the example of the YN thing.
Yeah, and the thing is, for me, I don't know much about Nick Fuentes other than like I don't listen to him. But I seen this, and it just just pretty much the thing that Johnny was trying to argue was that saying the word a white person saying the word YNs should be more is more acceptable, or should be pretty much it feels okay is what he was saying.
If he would have said young, it's better than just calling me the N-word. Like,
but see, the thing is that what you're still calling me the N-word.
But he could just say so. Would you get mad if he said N-word? Would you?
Bro, you think it's a difference between to a woman if you call her you a stupid bitch, you a stupid B. She still know you're saying
the same
bitch.
shit.
Okay, I understand that, but like I get that. I mean, I could understand that, but my thing is, he's talking about like he's using it. He would say the word anyway.
We can leave him out of it. Just a white person in general. You feel good about it's cool. Like if your homeboy at the job, just pull them YNs over there.
I'm not gonna trip, but I'm not the N-word police.
Wrong with that.
I'm not saying like it's cool, but like if he starts saying nigga or nigger, that's totally different.
Even him coming up saying like, them YNs over there is him saying saying nigga.
To me, and this is just me, the ER is just, we don't play with that. But when I was in the military, there was some cool white dudes. Actually, I know one that I kind of like mentor.
You was giving passes out?
No, I wasn't giving passes out, but they were already saying, you know what I mean? They were saying amongst themselves. I actually gave a pass to this young white boy that I met.
You say you giving
you mad at me about YN? No, but giving passes. I ain't never told a white person.
Hold on, there's a difference.
I ain't never gave a pass out in my life.
Listen to my point. Listen to my point, right? So I don't care about, you know what I mean, that part of it. But the point is that when you say YNs, when he's using it, he's talking about a specific. We're talking about a specific type of young black man, young black boy. So you saying my nigga, like saying nigga, like you that's more of a collective term. That's not like you're like talking about the negative
bro in
a person. You see what I'm saying? It's not like an actual.
But I hear why in
Marcus Morris used it referring to the Houston Rockets.
Yeah, like typically it's definitely talking about like young boys. but I've heard it inside like a very specific, as in like young black boys that are dealing inside crime. But then I've just heard it used inside a term of like young black boys in general. Like I've heard it used a lot of different ways.
I gotta when you hear YNs, you think of Pooh Shiesties. The whatever the shiesties, whatever the fuck that thing is, the mask thing.
That's what I think of.
That when you hear YNs, and anytime you see, that's what they fucking talking about.
That might be y'all's implicit bias.
No, that's what they show when they say it. Like literally, you can go on YouTube and type in YNs. You're probably going to see a fucking whatever that mask thing is. You're going to see that.
I don't want my sons identified as YN.
Me either, bro. I ain't with it. Hell no.
You don't want them identified as niggas either, though.
Yeah, but I said we moving the conversation.
You don't want them
anybody would want their kids to identify as YN.
Yeah, like for the reason I'm saying is
that to identify other people's kids as YNs. Do you think that that's something that should be?
Well, again, okay, like all I can say is that like I've heard it used inside two different ways.
When you say Tyrone, what do you mean?
When I say Tyrone, I'm talking about broke nigga.
So you talking about a being, a broke nigga, so you using that to describe a certain category of black people, right? And it is okay, but then but that's what I'm saying. I'm not into I can't use it to categorize somebody. If it's just like a thug. Like, are we mad when white people say thug? Because we know what they mean when they say that, but I don't go around getting mad every time they say thug.
To me, I think that it's identifying. I think thug is a better comparison. I can see that being a better comparison.
And I'm not tripping every time a white person says thug
if they fit the description.
But I'm not I'm not the thug police, the N-word police. I don't. As long as you don't say the direct word to me,
other than if it's YNs, right?
I don't. I'm not tripping if I hear it.
So bro, if they say the direct word to you,
they call me a YN. I'd rather be called that than an old nigga. Honestly,
I'd rather be called old. Bro.
But if they say I'm a YN, like if they call me somebody directly saying
whatever,
you're a YN, I'm not tripping over the YN part. No, I'm not going to trip over that.
He's literally, it just feels better. Is that what you said?
Well, no, I'm saying you're saying something.
They would never call you a YN, bro. That's the whole thing. You would never be called a YN because you don't fit that stereotype.
Exactly, bro.
Like, it's nothing about you that says YN.
Now, Johnny back in his 2012 days when he was doing this in the cameras. When he was doing that in the cameras, he couldn't. Go back and scroll his Instagram. Like Johnny with the taper before
he was licking his lips and shit.
He was doing like the light skin Johnny. Yeah. You talking about 30 mid 30 Johnny? He don't fit either description of it.
There's some smoke for Johnny in this chat. I would say people who grew up around white people and had plenty of white friends normally are more accepting for them using racial slurs.
Rail just said he gave a pass, not me.
Yeah. The young boy, yeah. I did.
What made you give a pass?
Because I know that there's no malice. Like he actually like he's one of those type. Like literally when he was like 13, 14, like he would identify as black type shit. Like he wants to. So it's not like he definitely has no malice in his heart, and he doesn't say it in a.
He called himself nigga.
Right. He called himself.
White people do that all the time.
But what I'm saying is that like it's you can tell that it's innocent.
So he could say YN.
No, because the thing is
but you gave him a nigga pass
because you're not using it to say you're a nigga.
I don't understand that part.
YN is a specific.
So it's worse than nigga.
Bro, we use nigga like you could call a dog a nigga. We call everything nigga. Like,
so you say so it is worse than nigga.
As long as he don't use nigga in trying to say a black person, because then you're actually directed. Now it's derogatory.
What if he used YN towards a group of white boys?
Hey, then I guess you got it. Then if then you got it.
Could that white boy be like them niggas up the street? That was cool.
No, if you're talking about black people. Not if you talk about black people, yeah. Because if you're
who's the parameters of his past?
What I'm saying is that if
you be playing a video game and you get up to the monster, be like, man, throw that nigga in the trash.
like when you give a white man a pass, like how do you lay out the parameters of how you can say it? So we can't say them niggas up the street.
It's when you're trying.
Can you say like that's my? Can you say that's my nigga?
When you're particularly when you're using it to identify black people.
But like if you fuck with you, he could be like, that's my
nigga right there.
Yeah.
Nah, bro. He can't ever.
But he can't say YN referring to the Houston Rockets.
Yeah, no, y'all kind of got me all over the place now. Oh, man. But yeah, I do give him a pass though. I ain't gonna lie. He been saying it since he was like 13. Ever since I met him.
So what are the allowable ways that he could say it? He could just refer to himself, but could he be like those niggas? Could he be like them niggas? My nigga? Like which way can he use it?
Hey, our nigga. No, so I say, yeah. If like I said, if you're trying to identify the blackness in like if you're because we use it very loosely. Can he use it loosely to identify those niggas up the street? That shit sound funny as hell.
What about that nigga over there?
Yeah, but if you're identifying them by the color of their skin, so like if it was white boys, you could say them niggas up the street.
But when he does it to them black folk, even if he doesn't mean it that way, can he do it?
But yeah, what if he is truly colorblind? But he just saying happens to be a black person.
My niggas round the corner.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like, what if he don't know
niggas up there?
That's cool.
And he don't know it's black dudes or white dudes up there. He just like them niggas.
Yeah, it's cool.
Listen, this is why I ain't interested in giving out passes. That's such a slip.
Well, but that's why, like, if you give out a pass, you can't care about why. Because my thing is, I got a hard line. Pause. Is it's the hard R, and it's like if you say or
they can throw the A at the end though.
You can't say any of it to me, but I understand that there's a lot of white people.
Hey, Johnny, he's making this shit up. He know he got some white friends that been saying nigga his whole life. You know you got some white friends.
Johnny, my nigga. Be like, yeah, my nigga Johnny.
I guarantee you been around white folk like that, bro. You got some homies that said this shit.
Like Johnny,
and y'all can sit here and act like it's not real, bro.
If one of your white friends,
that's true.
If one of your white friends walk up like, yeah, this is my YN Johnny.
That's a little different. like that might be a little different.
This is my YN Johnny.
That's a little different. But
what's the difference? What's the nuance?
You can't sit here and act like you grew up around that many white folk and they ain't saying nigga. They saying
I'm saying I've had to confront people from time to time, and usually 9 times out of 10 it's not on a this my YN. It's usually they're listening to a song or it's music related, or they might be repeating something they've heard and they think it's okay to do it.
Exactly.
What be an example of something that they heard that's not a song lyric?
Well, they'll say, well, he said such and such to them, and I couldn't believe, and then they'll like repeat.
They're just like quoting.
Yeah, like in quotes.
But do you have? Was there any?
Yeah, that's like really the only.
Was there any YWs that was at your high school that were using the N-word? Like whether they
stop trying to think so long.
Whether they was
because
look. They might have been referring to each other. They might have just been putting
there was a group of guys. That gave, especially like on the football team, there was a group of dudes that had got a pass from certain dudes.
So you was inside the locker room and they was just letting you fly?
I was the one that would tell you. No, hey, I'll break it down. That pass work over there.
You said I was the one and locked them hands. Go ahead.
No, because you can use that pass over there.
Yeah, but I wrote the pass out on paper, bro.
Or what you gonna do?
We'll fight.
I typed the pass up on laminate.
So you gonna fight the white
fight over the nigga, right?
Singing the rap song.
I would have, yes. It never came to that
crazy,
point.
Bro.
But like,
you a
but he can call a young adolescent black.
Okay, but you
call it crash out.
Cool, but people don't say it around me.
This man said he go fight somebody for singing rap lyrics.
I'll correct you once. Hey, bro, don't do it. I don't like when you do that. I know it's
if you do it again, you crash
fighting.
out.
Yeah. What do you mean? If I tell you that's fair. That's fair.
I feel like that's kind of rules when you're young though.
Hey bro,
when we was growing up right now,
I've done this shit literally, bro.
So one of your white friends be like, that's a good
you talking about you fighting them now, or you talking about like in the past? You talking about current day or like back
in the past now? Anyway, like you ain't like
my friend Johnny, that's a good YN.
None of my white friends would ever do that. Like none of my white friends
would. That's a good YN right there.
That's my YN.
None of my white friends. I've never had that issue.
But what if they did say my YN? How you feel about that?
I mean, I'll tell them. I'll give them a warning. You ain't gonna do it no more.
Oh man,
you ain't gonna.
That's almost like that's like a double whammy because if your white friends are calling you a YN, even though like you grown now, that's like them calling you boy, like you boy nigga. When they say
that's
that.
never
Boy,
that's never
Yeah,
happened.
even boy, bro. Boy,
Because
boy
like
is not
you
worse
like when
than-
you get too old, you can't be called young no more.
Well, I mean,
And so like if you throwing like that's my YN.
I mean, but that's the thing. I mean, what if they call me a bitch? That's disrespectful. Like if they say anything, like some certain shit is disrespectful. No matter like if somebody calls you a bitch,
that's like.
but even if he didn't say nigga, if he just called you a bitch, that's disrespectful.
See, I think
fighting
that,
words.
for me, bitch is gonna be more of a word that's gonna get me to go. You know what I mean?
So you'll crash out over a bitch?
I probably will.
but not nigga.
But not if like
not
a
nigga,
white boy
but
said
YN.
ER at the end.
Huh? With the
But
ER?
not- yeah.
No, if he the ER, yeah. I probably would.
I'm saying, but
I probably
Also,
just slap
yeah.
it.
But I'm saying, but like outside of words, there's
They're
things
not just
you
gonna
can
let
say.
you slap him and that's the end of it.
Oh no, that's fine.
Like that, like you're gonna get into a physical altercation.
Yeah. But the bitch to me, for me specifically, bitch is one of those words that that's more disrespectful to me.
But is it more disrespectful than YW throwing out the ER?
For me, I probably react quicker with the B word than I would the N word.
I feel like if they throwing like the ER on it,
to me that
they implied it's implied that they think you a bitch. Because like, why else would I say that to you? Like it's like it's most
you can say that because you're racist. You can just say that because you're racist. You calling me a bitch.
No, but if they say it within my proximity,
you say it in my
face. That's like it's.
Oh, you ain't gonna do nothing. Is what you're
like,
saying. I understand what you're saying.
It's almost like a call to action.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Throw up the cap.
It's like, well, we're here now.
Call to action.
Just throw up the cap real quick. Right?
Yeah, nah, I think that B word, that's one of the ones for me.
So like, I mean, if somebody say YN to me in a disrespectful way, like mine, like there's and my white friends, they know what to say and what not to say.
Y'all letting the Hispanics throw the throw the GA on?
Nah,
they can throw the GA around. What about the Hispanics?
Honestly, bro, I don't be trying like that.
I don't be
GA. I don't feel like I'm not sitting out here to like.
I've had a conversation with a bunch of my Hispanic
if you're
friends.
The ER. That's completely different. But like, I don't really care about that. That's not no big thing.
I don't even. I tell my Hispanic friends not to say it in front of me. And they
that shit don't. I don't.
But because my thing is like if I was like people in today's society, and here's why I think like I ain't gonna police the YN thing, but the regular N word because like if I was a gay person. There's certain words we're not gonna say in front of gay people, just out of respect.
If you was a gay person, what's some words that they could say in front of you?
Or if I was a little person.
But let's stay with like if you was a gay person.
Let's not stay there. Let's not stay there.
How about a little person? Not
okay. If I was, hey bro, chill out, bro. I'm regular. Like this nigga trying to like. See, I can't even be serious with niggas. But
no, be serious about the gay person.
I was
like, if you was a gay person. I want you to be serious about the gay part.
If I was mentally handicapped, y'all, there's certain words. There's another hard R that wouldn't be used.
I want you to be serious about the
Hey, yo.
Yeah, I want you to be serious about it.
That's stupid.
But I'm just saying, there's a lot of words people are not going to use out of respect. And I think the hard R, even black, white, it's just a thing. And when you're around black people, you shouldn't say that. Now,
so if you was gay,
God damn,
who would you allow to pass to? Like who would get the pass?
Oh, I'm not gay. First of all, for the record, just for the record. Hey, and
but who would get the pass?
And no shade to the community.
No shade to the
community.
Yeah.
Direct all the hate mail towards this guy.
I ain't saying nothing. You were just letting us know, like, if you was gay, what things you would allow. I just want to know what you would allow and who would get the pass.
Direct all the things.
Seriously. Seriously.
Direct all hate mail. Hey, we met. Hey, the community, we allies.
Go ahead, tell us then.
I'm not gay.
So is it like
I don't know. I can't.
So would you allow the pass to all your allies? Do the allies get the pass?
Nobody gets passes for nothing. Just like white people don't get passes. Like they don't passes, bro. What are you talking about? But hey,
hold on.
Shout out to the community though. Like we rock with y'all.
Y'all stupid, bro.
Imagine that was just one meme.
Yeah, that was just one meme. That's crazy.
That was some good laughs too.
Man, I'll just do the last one. I don't even remember what bro was. Just do that and I'll tap out.
Like Farrakhan, lined this out in the secret relationship between blacks and slaves, blacks and Jews, and he lines it out from Jewish texts. This is all the slave ships, they were owned by Jews. During the Jewish holidays, they shut down the slave trade. I mean, this is not something that is a conspiracy theory. This is something that you can look up and you see them. Fact. Yeah, the massively disproportionate amount of Jews that own slaves in the U.S. compared to just whites. Like whites, I think it was 0.3% or something, and Jews was 40% of them own slaves. So you look at this and it's man, every time there's a fucking problem, it kind of all goes back to the same.
The usual suspects,
right? So it's man,
Jew activities.
Yeah, how many times you got to see a coincidence to start connecting fucking dots? Like Farrakhan, lined this out and the.
So the one thing is, I had never heard that. I didn't look that statistic up that he said 0.3% of white people own slaves and 40-something% of Jewish people own slaves.
Was
they're saying that
there wasn't that big of a Jewish population in America during that time?
You sure?
Because everybody came from England.
No, it was a big.
It was
especially in places like Charleston.
It was a heavy. How did they get over here?
A lot of them came. It wasn't just England though.
I know. I'm asking, where did they come from and how did they get over?
Different places in Europe. I guess a lot of places come from Germany, Poland. It wasn't. It just.
But there wasn't a heavy population of Germans here.
I think there was in the 1800s. There was a lot of German people that came right. You can look it up. Because a lot of places like Milwaukee and stuff like that. That's based off a lot of the beer capitals. Those were German ancestors that built those cities.
The crazy thing though, what that pointed out to me was damn, does Kanye sound so crazy after you hear that?
But I've been on this about the.
No, but I'm just think about that now. That Kanye and all the stuff that he's doing and saying. I'm not saying I ain't going with the.
He still sounds crazy because the way he goes about
the way he communicates it.
What part of what Kanye's saying?
No. Just to point out or put the magnifying glass on the Jewish community. To put the magnifying glass on them. When I heard this, I was like, "Holy shit! I did not know that." To think that and then if you look at damn near anything that we do in mass, and you got that weird. Let's say rap, hip hop, sports, these things that they control. And you look back that they had most of the slaves. It's they never stopped doing what the fuck they was doing. And to put the magnifying glass on them, to me, I was like, damn, if that's correct.
But you gotta. That's where a lot of people even go into conspiracy theories about the world wars and why they started.
Right.
And who was really in the wrong. And so if you're going to think back that, then think about World War I, think about World War II, think about what happened in between that. Were certain people as wrong as they were supposed to be, or did they have a case also?
Right. No, I understand what you're saying.
And
I've already thought about that too. I understand. I ain't gonna go all the way with you. We tread lightly. I get it. But at the end of the day, if you go in and you actually investigate, you can kind of let me just check. I've already come to that same thought process that you're talking about right now.
So this is just my Google
I come to that previously.
Jewish slave ownership numbers. If Tom wants to type it in there, it should pull up the same thing. But it says in American South, Jewish constituted a small percentage of slave owners, around 1.25%.
Where's that stat coming from?
This was AI at the top. I can
because a lot of the stats from them, they come from their own sources.
Yeah, and it's from Wikipedia.
This is Wikipedia. I can keep looking. I guess I'm trying to, because that's a big jump between 40% and
1%. So the truth is probably somewhere in the middle.
Okay,
but there's a lot of fucking middle there though. God dang!
You also have to know how much of the population was actually slaves though, or how much of the population was enslaved that was here.
But I do know a Jewish person was number two in the Confederate at one point. Judah Benjamin. They did own some of the largest plantations in the South. And
I do see that the largest population of Jewish people was Charleston prior to the 1800s. That is what this does.
But that's one of the biggest.
I get that.
And that's one of the biggest ports for when black people actually came is New Orleans and Charleston.
And then I think that there's another thing where you say how many of them owned slaves versus how many slaves did they own. It might not. It might have been one plantation, but if they had, you see what I'm saying,
1,000 slaves,
exactly.
and all these other people had one slave apiece.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? If they had the biggest plantations,
there wasn't a bunch of people that just had like one slave apiece.
Well,
no, a lot of people did.
Just had like one.
Yeah,
slave.
a lot of people
would be that profitable.
It's not. You're not necessarily trying to. You might be just serving your house.
I mean, look it up. But there was a large percentage that owned slaves that weren't on plantations.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jewish people might have been a larger share of the plantation ownership, versus the actual slave ownership. I'd have to do a deeper dive to make sure that line.
Yeah, most of what I'm saying is going off assumption. So I can look up some of this nuanced conversation to give like a better perspective. But going back to the main thing that he was saying is what that Mr. Farrakhan said 40% of Jewish people had slave owners. Were slave owners because what did that mean?
He was saying that, like at the end, he said at some point you talk about all of the conspiracies. At some point, when you see the same person, you know what I mean. It's pretty much saying that that kind of led us into a damn a kind of a rocky.
I know what
place.
You mean because had a conversation.
Well, and I guess they keep on saying the same thing.
Yeah, we might let that one go.
I mean, I will say, look at the ownership of like most of the companies. BlackRock, Vanguard, that owns everything. Look at who owns those companies or who are the main shareholders. Look at about every major company and see who the main shareholders are and who they're attributed to.
And you can look
it starts to paint a picture.
And you can look at the response when you how easy it is for them for you to get canceled for saying the wrong thing. You can say damn near anything about anybody. And even though it's real touchy now, but you ain't gonna got that. You know what I mean? You got the LGBT community; they'll get you right together, and the hats they'll get you the fuck together. Bro.
The hurricanes.
You see, your boy got them. Nick Cannon got that. He came back, apologized, quit.
Mm-hmm.
They're on you, and you could tell they have. That's the level of power that they have over everything. Especially if we involved in it, they own all that.
I get everything that you're saying. Not even that I disagree. I also think that right now the super convenient right-wing grift is also blame everything on Jews.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, that's like most right-wing personalities run with that as well. Unless you're like a part of the Daily Wire. So like sometimes it comes off lazy, but I also do agree with a lot of the things that y'all are saying, in the sense of like, wealth and disproportionate. We ain't got to get down there and get flagged.
We sound
for whatchamacallit. But I don't know. Like I said, I had to research more. I just don't like when things get like overly trendy because to me it starts denoting something else.
Yeah, you y'all seen that they going after Floyd now too. Mayweather. They he was buying some. I think he said he had like 60 or was it 61 or 41? It was either 41 or 61 apartment buildings that he bought for like 600 million. And then they investigated. They froze all of his finances. They froze his bread, and they just doing an investigation on where his money came from and all this type of stuff. They got them checking the box on them on us now, bro. It seemed like it back to back to back. Like that's crazy. At this point, you just see how many people. Yeah, just it's a lot of the wealthy, really the wealthiest ones that we know, the celebrity wealthy black guys. Those big ones, they taking them niggas down, bro. They taking them down, bro.
I'll have to look more into it.
You got a story about every 2 weeks
about like our wealthy black people. Who you talking about? I guess
but they did give Diddy bond, right? They give.
I don't know about like the whole Diddy thing, but I mean, Diddy just kind of seemed like a fucked up person. But
but just because you're a fucked up person don't mean you did a RICO by yourself. I don't mean you need to sit down.
It did seem like it was like a full orchestration of a bunch of different things. Like I don't know if you feel like defending Diddy right now. No, it does seem like there was organization of whatever the fuck he was doing. We'll see, through the trial. To me, I don't think that Diddy's like like the flagship for like needing to defend when it comes down to like, you know, just a bunch of different things that's already on his jacket. And what almost every artist has said and talked about, from, you know, the niggas like Wale talks about him holding him over the balcony. Like, but then you line that up with like every other nigga.
Said Wale? Oh, Wale,
yeah. Like Diddy has never had favorable pub from the literal artist. No, and like the things that he's did, there's always still been like association with him being tied with other things.
But wasn't his charge sex trafficking? The RICO is like, it's a sex trafficking.
I think that we'll have to look and see exactly.
I think that's completely separate. You can be a bad person, but then the fact that you're getting charged and in prison, going to prison for something, you see what I'm saying? That's two different things.
I have to look up and see exactly what his charge was. But if you are organizing and flying in prostitutes and medical staff to have like what was like 4-day long orgies and shit like that, that seems like an interesting orchestration. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Like those are the things that was like said to happen though. Like that's like the non-hyperbole. Like they was having like 4-day orgies with like him, you know, like that does seem like it checks the box of sex trafficking. If you're bringing in male and female workers to have sex over an extended point of time to where they have to get IVs. I don't know what that
like
what that
IVs
means.
don't have nothing to do with the crime. The thing is, if you flying people in,
okay, my bad. Like let's eliminate IV. If you're paying people to have sex for 4 days,
I think what he's saying is flying them in to have sex if the crime is already committed.
So what I'm saying is that I don't know if you can I'm flying you in to have sex, bro. But if I'm flying
what
you
are
in
the male prostitutes and female prostitutes?
You can decide to have sex or not.
Male prostitutes.
I'm not bringing in no male.
We ain't talking about you. Like that's what Diddy was doing. Like
what I'm saying is that, but I don't think that should be.
They're only coming over for one reason. Like if that's what he's flying, like there's a reason. Like they're coming over to be
a part of the party.
No,
to go to a party.
No, they're having sex for days. That's what's happening.
Hey, all I'm saying is that shit don't sound like that sound like no RICO that he.
I don't know how like any other way that like I don't know. We be defending like wild. What is sex trafficking then? What would y'all like check the box
like, to me,
and say
like
is sex trafficking?
Like being a pimp. And I guess that if you're being a pimp and you're flying people and moving them, transporting them,
you're paying so what did Diddy do differently than a pimp then?
Say it again.
What did Diddy do?
He was arranging services for other people. He was doing it.
Like,
I didn't know he was arranging services.
He was arranging women for other people. It wasn't just him. He was arranging women for other people.
Yeah, it's usually what like he used to just want to watch it.
Yeah.
No, but see, that's just what you like. That's I don't fuck with that type of shit.
But my thing would be like you said, what like a pimp. What he like if you go service and what he's doing, his actions.
No. What Tone said, I don't know the ins and outs of how he went about doing it.
He wasn't bringing these women in to fuck for himself.
What I'm saying is that if you pay, let's say you got influencers, right, and you're paying influencers to attend the party, right?
That's a different conversation.
What I'm saying is that just because I'm paying people to come to the party, don't mean I'm like forcing you to have sex. Like to me, if you decide to have sex or not, like. You would have to be for it to be against the law.
That's not what Diddy was doing. He was bringing in sex work,
and he was forcing them because he was coercing them. He was videotaping it. He was blackmailing.
Well, those were outside people, but like he had sex workers there. That was the whole thing. The people that was going to fuck inside the what did they call the freak offs? Mm-hmm. The freak offs were filled with sex workers that were having sex with like these regular people, not regular people. These influencers or famous people and shit like that.
Yeah, I don't know where I figure the line should be because I think that like at the end of the day, if
you're be able to fly some.
Yeah, I think you should be able to fly some poom in if you.
So y'all just don't believe in sex trafficking. That's pretty much.
No, I think that it shouldn't be something that's loose. It's like you fly somebody out and you have sex with them. That's like.
But we talking about Diddy. Diddy, that's not what Diddy.
If you kidnap somebody, I think that's where sex trafficking.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Like if you kidnapping, that's where I really feel like it begins. Like if somebody chooses to do something that they're fully aware of, like now if they're not aware of it, and then they just end up in like you drug them and then put them in a situation. Yeah. That's some. That's
like stuff. Rape or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's what Diddy was doing also. Which is
this is also true.
I think that's part of you're not like that part went on.
I forgot about that. Yeah, that is
Like,
also true.
That's where the problem comes.
That's part of
I'm
why
like,
he's
There
in
we go.
trouble.
Now, if
Yeah,
that's
that's
the
where
truth,
the
that's
problem
why
comes.
I would be willing to let
That's
it hang
part of
for-
why he's in trouble
that's
too.
fine.
Yeah, I forgot about like whatever the
I
whole
ain't heard nothing
little
about that.
like some
I know
adult.
that
no,
Drake, but they
he
dropped that
was
shit.
drugging them and like he was bringing them in and not just like letting them have a party.
He was
and
giving
then
them
go
drinks.
fuck.
Oh, I did
He
hear
was
somebody
giving
say
them
that. Was it
drinks.
Eve that said it was some? It was a female that said.
I've heard from multiple
It's
different
a
sources.
bunch of people that done said it, but that's
Okay.
where
Now
the
there
sex
you start
trafficking
talking about something different.
He
But it's
comes
yeah.
into.
Okay.
Yeah, now if he was sitting there just like, yeah, it's about to get real freaky back here.
We better have a
Y'all
party.
don't even care
That's what I
about
wanna
it.
do.
No, yeah, it couldn't be a
But
problem.
then also
Yeah,
like
yeah.
recording people against their like knowledge.
Yeah, and
is
blackmailing them
also-
within
Yeah.
the business. That's a whole. Yeah.
I think all of
So,
I
like,
think
why would we-
if he was just
we could
having
just
a
use
party
different examples
and
than
flying women out, and it was just that, it wouldn't be an issue.
Nobody
Whether
really
people was
cared.
having sex or not, that's still
It wouldn't have been
nobody.
an issue.
Yeah.
No,
It's
but
all
nobody
the
would really
extra
care.
shit that
but
went on with it. That really
wasn't
got him
what
in trouble.
Diddy was accused.
Yeah, I want to get some more memes, man.
All right,
Okay, yeah, I tapped that on mine.
Who was next?
Johnny.
Let's see. Man, that's crazy.
Let's
All right,
see.
what you got?
I'm gonna have you scroll down a little bit.
The puppet Michael Jackson.
That's fucking yeah. I get that. Though. Scroll down some more. Scroll down. It's gonna be a lady.
Johnny, why do you have in your memes? I'm a grower, not a.
That's a funny meme. I'll get to that one. It's right under Tony. Robbins. Keep on going. One more down.
How many memes do y'all?
Like
Mel Robbins,
Good
right
Lord.
there. Mel
I don't
Robbins.
want my bad. I put y'all.
Ironically enough, I had.
How
to
many
say my
memes do
but
you
that's
be
good.
putting
She had a
in
good
here,
interview.
Johnny?
Well, I ain't get to none for a while.
Your life. When you go into a public bathroom, two things. I
Good, you
always
saved me.
leave
This
the
was
space
mine.
better than when I found it. I always
You clean up public bathroom?
It depends now, Mel.
No.
I see
Literally,
some
like I
nasty-ass
literally.
bathrooms.
That's why I don't go into that stall. But
Okay.
I literally like no, just hear me
that's
out.
a let them. I gotta let.
Because if somebody like destroy, especially women, if somebody destroys a seat, pees all over it, and then they leave, that is a human being that is so disconnected from the interconnection of the human experience. You are leaving that for another person. And so making sure that you don't leave your mess for another person, making sure that you just kind of wipe down the counter. And then here's the second thing. If there is a human being cleaning that bathroom, please look them in the eye and say, thank you.
All the time.
All the time.
Thank
All
you.
the time.
Like that right there is a simple thing that will make you start to shake out of that woe is me or that stress or that overwhelm. Let them know you appreciate and see what they're doing because it changes who you are. And then you start to see all day long that there are like, you know, I can't look at you because I'm gonna cry. People are just walking around disconnected. And the power of starting to be the one that wakes people up. Hey, you know, I always get an elder. Hey, how's everybody doing? Like, it's shocking how we have gotten so far away from that sense of community. And there's actually research around this. They call it either weak ties. I call them warm connections. Those people that you see in the building every day that you say hello to, the person that's walking the dog that you know the name of the dog in your neighborhood. These relationships matter because they make you feel human again.
Yeah, but like you said, it has to get back to community. It has to be the way that we raise our kids. We have I have 6 kids, but I have one kid, Jackson, and he does that times 50. And it's just something that's taught, that's seen. You know, when we get off an airplane, we thank the pilot.
Yes.
You know, when he plays basketball, he thanks the ref.
Yes.
He thanks the coach. He looks them in the eye. And you can see from their reaction, they don't get that much. But for him, he always says, I'm grateful because he didn't have to do that.
That's right.
And that comes from, we have to be a community again and start teaching from a young age. So our young kids could teach their kids, could teach their kids, could teach their kids, because it's kind of like a lost art.
Mel, you just fucked me up with something so simple too. Because I hate dirty bathrooms. I hate when I walk in a bathroom and somebody leaves shit in the toilet. Or if it's a
I thought that whole moment was
who are funny.
I
like.
But no, I thought that was a real because it's something that I even like have to like and be intentional about. Like even the thank you part. Like when I'm going around like waiters or just anything, just like that little show of gratitude. It really like it grounds you and it like you know it's humbling in a sense because you're like, damn, I could be in that situation. I could be cleaning these bathrooms, but thank God I'm not. Or I could be, you know,
or not even just that, just being thankful that somebody
is
doing
like,
it.
I appreciate that you did this.
Yeah, because like as a truck driver, you could go into a bathroom, you have to use really have to use the bathroom. Like go into a bathroom and it's just nasty. It's like, damn, you know what I mean? What it is that we just don't appreciate each other enough in today's time. Honestly, I really hate that. I really hate, you can just, when you just, and as a truck driver, I'm on the road all the time. When you just watch how people drive, nobody don't give a fuck about nobody no more, bro.
Like
don't nobody give a fuck about
everybody
nobody
the main
no more.
character, but they don't got no, they feel like the other characters don't have nothing to do with the show. And the thing that makes the main character shine is the other characters.
Right.
Like it's
so crazy, bro. Like literally people do not care about anybody anymore, bro.
It's all.
You think that there was a time that people cared about other people on the road?
I think that
people cared about community more.
Yeah, we care way more about community, definitely.
When did niggas care about other people on the road? Huh? When was that time?
Well, no. So the only time you
you said
when you see what I'm saying is that like it wouldn't have been something that stood out because it was just, you know what I mean? It was, but you can tell with the aggressiveness that everybody drives with now. It seemed like
road rage ain't like a new thing.
No, but it's at a different level, bro.
It is.
It's at a different level. Since COVID, it's been a different level, bro.
People won't let you in.
I'm talking about the shit is like out of control at this point.
I don't know what I attribute it to, but I think there is a difference since COVID.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. Like I feel like when we was younger, even like if you think about it, when we was younger, there used to be a lot of public displays of like say thank you, be nice. There used to be a lot of that being put out there. You heard those words a lot. Like even if you was an adult, you still like they was teaching the children, but even the adults heard it a lot. Yeah. Like you heard those common things. It's not so much a thing that you hear as much like be considerate of people, say thank you, to be sure to say please and thank you. That's not a message that's like encouraged as much anymore. It's like everybody's just the main character of their life and it's focused on consuming. Focus on getting stuff, focus on consuming. Don't focus on the people around you. You don't need them people. You can do it by yourself.
Yeah, that and I 100% agree with that meme. Like, yeah, we're definitely so stuck in our own minds about and you could, bro. It's a lot of people that you'll notice if you talk with people. A lot of the times, not a lot of the times, but if you certain type of people, you'll notice that they'll have conversation the way that you can just pay attention to the way they have conversation. It's always so based around them.
Mm-hmm.
Is it you can like that? Like it's one particular person I'm thinking about that does this like all the time, and it's you can tell it's weird. I don't know if we're gonna get if it ain't looking too good for us, in my opinion.
What does that statement mean?
I would say that
community.
So I will say this happened. I will tell y'all about something that happened to me last night because I can't say that necessarily. And I was having this conversation with my girlfriend too, but I had to go help my mom move yesterday. Mm-hmm. So the night before when I had went home, I just didn't feel like stopping to get gas. I had enough gas to get home and the gas is cheaper where I'm at. So I was like, I'm just going to wait and get gas in the morning. Mm-hmm. So when I got up and I got ready to go to my mom's house, I forgot that I didn't get gas the night before. Yep. And I just went straight to my mom's house. I got there, but by the time I left and I get ready to get around the corner, I end up getting stuck. The gas runs out.
Y'all niggas is twins. God damn it.
Hey, but I'm talking about my business. I'm talking about my business. My bad. I shut up. Keep going,
bro. Literally, though, the gas runs out.
You be running out of gas too, bro?
Shut up, bro.
I don't be running out of gas. I literally just forgot to put gas in this time. Like I was just thinking about.
I don't know what y'all talking about.
I literally was just thinking about getting
Johnny gave
mom,
you. He told the story early before you got here.
Oh man, that's
it sounded like the same story Tone saying.
Same exact fucking story.
Man, you was helping your mom move or something.
But nah, but I was.
You just thought he knew his car.
Yeah, I did know my car though. I just forgot.
Oh, this shit sounds good. How you did know your car, but you ran out of gas?
Did you listen to the beginning of the story? Did you listen to the beginning?
You
of
had
the story?
that extra stop.
No, it wasn't even that. I was going home the night before. I normally get gas at night. The night before, I was like, "Nah, I'm just about to go home because I was tired."
Because you know your car,
bro. The car made it home. The car made it home. Then the car made it all the way to my mama's house from Lancaster to Indian Trail. I had gas. I ran out of gas after I left my mama's house.
Yeah, but still the fact is
can I finish telling my story?
Go ahead.
I'm listening to him.
The whole thing was about community. We done got on the story.
Go ahead.
All right, so I turned around to, I ran out of gas, like going to the gas station, because I realized after I left my mom's house, like, oh, I needed to get gas. I forgot I didn't get gas. So I was going to the gas station. As soon as I get to the U-turn, I'm like right there at the gas station. It's a U-turn that you have to go to get to this particular gas station. As soon as I make the U-turn, car cuts off. So I just get out. I'm not
in
that
the
far.
middle of the street.
Yeah, I'm not that far from the gas station though. I'm right there at to get over to the right and turn into the gas station. It's not that far. So I start pushing the car though. I get my car over. It's people driving by. They all being careful of me. Multiple people rolled down their window and was, "Hey, you okay? You need help?" I was managing pretty good up until I got into the parking lot, and it's like a little hill. It got a little
kill you,
and I couldn't get it. Like literally, this guy jumped out of his car. This girl came up first, and she asked me if I needed help, and I was like, I didn't want her to help me push, but I asked her to just steer the car for me, so I could push a little better. So I was still pushing. I was struggling. This guy hopped out the car, just randomly hopped out the car, came, helped me push the car to the gas tank. I got the car up to the gas tank and everything. The girl made sure I was straight and everything. She was like, and like I was thankful. Like it was a beautiful thing. The dude ain't asked me for nothing, no junk like that. He helped me push the car, dapped me up, left. Dog. I
done that
I sat at the pump and I was on the phone with my girl during all of this or whatever. So after I had pulled up or whatever, I was sitting there getting adjusted, trying to put gas in the car. This girl who was sitting at the tank next to me, they had seen me pulling up. They thought I didn't have money for gas, which was embarrassing, but they asked, like I did have money for gas. Like I didn't want them to think I didn't have no money. That was embarrassing. But either way though, the fact that they asked, they was like, do you got gas? Like they was willing to help out and give me gas money if I didn't have gas money. I thought that was dope. And then on top of that, even though I told them no, the lady who was in front of me stayed right there to make sure that I had gas money and that I was able to pull off. She didn't say nothing. She don't even know that I noticed it. But she sat right there to make sure that I had gas before I left. And that right there, I was like, man, it's actually a whole lot of good people in the world. They just not the ones who get the highlights. General belief. They just not the ones who get the highlights. Like, and that's the thing. That's why it's like, man, you got to just be thankful anyway. Like, because the people, the main people, it's more good people in the world than it is evil people. I will say that. Yeah, like that. The evil people just get the highlight.
We're not saying evil. Just because you're in this thing and you're the most important character in your story and it's always about you, that doesn't make you a bad person. That just means that you're not selfless. You're not really a selfless person where you really care much about other people. That doesn't make you a bad person. It just means you're more selfish. And I mean that at the end of the day,
I guess like
it's not like,
to Tone's point, anytime that I've like might have been in need of like a thing, it don't be like just people just leaving me stranded, or I've seen people left stranded, whether it's male or female. Again, we attribute a lot to like, if it's a female with the car broke down on the side of the road, it has been times whether it's like you blow a flat tire, there don't be nothing. Like whatever happened to your car when you're on the road, like I've definitely had people ask, you good? You all right? XYZ. This probably been like 7 years, 8 years ago, but very similar situation to what Tone has said. Really close to a whatchamacallit, car broke down, had to push it in, niggas to help out and shit like that. Like I don't know of a lot of times where niggas just give you the you know what I mean, the ill face and not help when you're actually in need.
No, I agree with that.
I don't mind. I necessarily haven't. I've definitely helped. I remember I scraped up some goddamn some new Griffies that I had over there in the hood, helping this nigga push his car into the 7-Eleven. Scraped them motherfuckers up good too. I was hot about it.
I do think Tone, you threw me to It was something funny that happened to me yesterday that goes to a little bit of what you were saying. It was a concept of like niggas that play you poor. like because it's like it was really a fallacy of like you know, judging or remembering like to go get gas. But because you was inside the scenario, it was like, this poor nigga right here. Let me make sure he got
So like $3 for a gallon.
So I was yesterday, QJ, we was over Indian Trail. He had games at 6 and 8, I want to say.
That's why I was there too.
Okay. Yeah, we was over there and had just dropped them off, and I was about to stop by like a quick store, but I was a little hungry, but I also knew Taj was cooking that night. Last night. So I was like, all right, let me run through this Taco Bell, whatchamacallit, drive-through, and I'm just gonna get like something quick off the little menu, just so I just have something on my stomach that lasts me through it. So I think I got like the flatbread sandwich or something like that. It's like the chicken flatbread, whatever. And I think maybe the sandwich is maybe like $2.30 or something like that. So it was like dollar menu-ish. And I ordered it. I pulled up, right? I see shout out to the Cajuns. I seen this Cajun woman, and she peeked, and then they hand me the bag. I look at the bag. I'm like, this feels a little heavier. But then I see her like she's like shoulders facing towards me, and she gave me that one right there. As I then drove off.
Just give him a whole meal.
Yeah, and I'm like, I open it up. I got a burrito and all kind of shit in there, and I'm like, oh shit, they played me poor. But I didn't really care. I ate the food. I took it. I'm like, hey,
I'll be thankful.
And like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure she was like the bleeding heart liberal and thought that she was doing a good thing.
Did you have QJ in the car?
She was doing a good thing.
No, it was just me.
Okay. I thought she.
Yeah, it was just me.
I thought she saw the kid and felt bad.
I ain't gonna front though. Stuff like what you just described is like the best thing to me as an adult. When you have those days where you just look up and get something that's
I don't mind it.
Like the hookup or the hookup days be like great.
Yeah, but I did sit and be like, oh, she just played me poor. But I don't care. I don't mind it. Yeah. I'm gonna eat this food.
Now it's a Popeyes by my job. I don't know if they play me poor, but they always hook me up with free food. Like I was with a drive-through one day, they be arguing and shit.
You be having stains in your shirt when you go up there?
I don't know. I might need to, but like,
they're not gonna hook you up if you pour those.
I was in the drive-through and like they was back there fighting. I pull up, I'm like, what? Motherfucker just hand the bag out. I got my card. I'm like,
dog. Speaking of YNs, I ain't gonna lie to you. I was
shout out to them YNs at the Popeyes on South Boulevard.
Listen, when we talk about YNs and where I ain't never going, I was at the Plaza. All right, this is no promo, but promo. To me, the most fire sandwich right now is that Bojangles chicken and waffle.
This is the second one you know promo.
I almost got one the other day.
I didn't talk about it on here. All right, cool. So, all right, cool. So
that sandwich must be good.
So because of that, like we was and this happened to be the one time I got it, and it was like mid because we was over there off the Plaza and went to the Bojangles right over there, and
Plaza in Eastway.
Yeah. Plaza in Eastway. Yep. Went to that one. Like every other time I've went and got the sandwich, like I usually have to like pull over to the side a little bit because they make the filet fresh. Like it every single time, it's always been there, and I'd be like, "Cool, that's all right, it's fire." You could tell they had that shit under the light. That chicken, that chicken was all. It was hard. By the time we got back here, I was trying to put Taj on. I'm like, "Well, this ain't a good example of it." But
had a backpedal and shit.
Yeah, like, but saying all that to say, I'm going through the drive-through, and you know, like I just paid. And maybe, I still had to wait a little bit for whatever reason because they didn't freshly make the filet. So it was a wild wild chain of events where I pull up to the door. They told me just pull up a little bit further, go to the door, and first it's like we just gonna call him bum. I don't know if he was a crackhead, if he was homeless, whatever he was.
Call him bum.
He could have been anything, but like he ran out the store. And then he ran to the drive-thru and was like doing some dance in front of him, kind of like, and then like he I don't know, like it's a YN runs out and like he opened the door, and this is like within like a 5-second thing. I see him show the gun. I see him say something to the crackhead. The crackhead gets serious. Then he smiles again, and they walk back inside. I'm like, what the fuck is happening here? But yeah, it was like I was like,
did he work there?
Yeah, he was a worker. So he had the gun on him while like making chicken fillets, making bowberries with the gun on him.
He was making your fillet with the bowberry.
Yeah, he didn't personally bring it out. But yeah, so I was wondering like, damn, what? There was a couple thoughts that I had. Like, damn, what was the bum doing in there? Then why did he run out and then make fun of him at the drive-thru? And then the YN came out again, showed the gun. They had a little exchange. Both smiled and went back in. Then I'm like, what happened inside now? I don't know. It was a lot happening, but the conclusion was I'm never going there again.
No, that's it. The youngin probably looked out for him though. He probably looked out for us.
Yeah, they done renovated they renovated the Bojangles on Sugar Creek, but it's the same motherfuckers in there working.
They better hurry up. They gonna get knocked down like Wendy's.
Yeah, I mean they just renovated that whole building. So I don't think
Wendy's going.
Yeah,
Wendy's got knocked down
on Sugar Creek. Yeah, they
needed to go.
It was in a bad spot anyway because you had to go up the hill to get to it.
And then on top of that, it's right by 7-Eleven, and all the bums is hanging over there at the dumpster.
They moved that dumpster. No, they put a fence around the dumpster and shit.
Yeah, they was still jumping the dumpster.
They was jumping the gate to get into the dumpster.
Bro, they was still getting into the dumpster, bro.
And then you gotta lock your trash up like it's invaders.
Hey, when they got knocked down, somebody was like, "Oh, I hope they checked to see if somebody wouldn't stand there." Because there was a dude standing there.
We gotta start putting some respect on the ONs, bro.
Niggas.
They jumping the gate to get to
hey, young LeBron.
They really dumpster diving. Imagine seeing the ON on the top of the gate.
They ain't the ON, bro. That's the crackheads, bro.
That's who the real ONs
is. Still got a 40-inch vertical like LeBron and shit.
Yeah. Like when I say ONs, I'm talking specifically bums and crackheads.
It's a specific group of old niggas.
Yeah, ONs.
Hey, Tone, let me scroll up. Let me get old girl. Not all the way up. Not all the way up. Go down one more. Under the white girl in the middle, bottom row.
Right here.
No, right above that. Yeah.
You don't have OCD. You have obesity. Okay, thank you. I didn't know my psychiatrist was on here.
Oh, okay.
You don't have OCD. You have.
I saw that one. Good
Good night.
See how she read it was the funny part.
Right? Thank you. I didn't know about psychiatrist.
She still didn't get it.
She did not.
Shout out to the BBW Becky.
Oh. I think she got it. She just when she realized.
No, because she said psychiatrist.
Yeah, she didn't know.
Yeah, she'd have been like dietitian.
She couldn't come up with a comeback.
That's all it was.
Whoever wrote that got to go to jail. That is abuse.
Yeah.
She couldn't come out with a comeback fast enough.
Yeah, oh man, hey, scroll up. Let me get. Oh man,
I never thought of that one.
That's a great
OBCD.
Oh, that is great.
The OCD.
Hey, scroll all the way up to the top. Let me get the young boy right up under LeBron. Need some YN behavior.
Bleeding, brother. And I know they say beauty is pain, but that mean like, okay, you got
them grills got y'all brain fried, boy. Pan-seared. Y'all be acting like y'all a shark by the mouth, man. You only get one set of adult teeth, fam. That's it. You gotta take care of it. Every time I see a rapper take their grill off, they like a founding father by the mouth, man. Now I probably feel like you done ate a bowl of elbow drops, man. Got your gums bleeding. Like your grill got surgically installed, fam. Like you got a severe case of stage 5 gingivitis. Your jaw trembling and shaking, man. You trying to hide the pain behind the smile, but the pain when it's agony in them eyes, man. I mean, yeah, your teeth shining and glistening, but your eyes glossed over too. You're probably wondering, was it worth it at the end? Nah, fam, it wasn't.
Bleeding, bro.
Yeah, that's wild, bro.
And I know they say beauty is pain, but that mean like, okay,
your hands look bad.
Yeah, that's terrible. And then let me get Mike Jack, and then I'm done. This is crazy. I did not know this. This is insane stat. No, not that Mike Jack.
Oh,
damn, my bad.
That's what I thought you were talking about too.
Michael Jackson was exactly 25 years, 4 months, and 29-year-old days when his hair caught on fire during filming. He passed away precisely 25 years, 4 months, and 29 days later in 2009, placing that traumatic incident exactly at the midpoint of his life.
Thought that was very interesting. But yeah, that's it. That's all my memes.
Well, people be thinking of some. Why would you think to even
I don't
calculate
know
some shit like that?
I don't know what to take away from that.
Gematria. People be doing math on that. That's a whole nother conspiracy theory thing, though. But gematria, it's a thing. It's like where people look at numbers of like birthdays, numbers of death dates, numbers like it coincides. It's an interesting thing.
He said Jumanji.
Nah, gematria.
Who's next? I guess that makes me
Q Dog.
Bro, man called you Q dog, bro. Don't let him disrespect you like that.
Nah, that's for y'all Divine Nine boys.
No pledge.
No pledge.
Don't let him.
All right.
That man paper.
So I guess we'll try and we'll go fun first, and then we'll have a couple good conversations. One, could you go to where the TV is on football?
You got my boy Tally in here.
I think that this is a good statement. Men need at least 2 guys night a week to stay healthy. Study says. I don't know if that
sounds gay.
What study that is, but
let the women. I guarantee you, the women will tell you gay for needing to chill with your homies 2 nights a week right now.
Maybe. I guess I know for me, the beauty of it, like I do get to do that with the podcast and Unpacked on Wednesdays, where
get your 2 in.
I do see the benefit and the health of like being able to kick it with the homies, talk shit weekly, and do your weekly brain dumps. I think, well, hell, even the what is it, the Unpacked chat, like that's such a great little thing where you just get in there and just argue about nothing for a while with a bunch of guys and just keep moving on throughout your day. I think that, yeah, I don't really have like a super deep dive to it, but to me, because of I kind of do have 2 nights formatted to where I'm able to just talk shit and kick it with the homies. And I've seen, and I think that it's like really, really beneficial.
Yeah, I don't need 2, but yeah, that even just like the 1 day a week though, just this.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't have to have the 2, but that 1 day a week, just having this every Sunday, being able to meet up with y'all. Like 2 would probably be pretty dope, but even just the 1 day helps me out a lot, like majorly.
No, I agree.
As far as like just mentality, keeping my head up on stuff, like that meeting place. It'd be like it's been some weeks in here that I done came in here down. I think we all came in here down on different days and left out like, okay, I feel a lot better. Even though I didn't feel like doing this today, I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
no, that's for sure. No, I definitely think like just linking with your guys, the friends. I think just in general, like that community, and like you say, it's a little different when it's guys and we understand each other a little more. We understand what people are going through, or what we're going through together, more so than like you can with like your work friends or your girl and her friends or your family and stuff. A lot of times, your guys, they're hand selected for certain reasons, and you need to tap in with that a lot of times just to like you say, reset and just get back regular. Like you say, it's been weeks I've been in here in tears damn near, and you leave out and you're like, I just needed that. It's not that I wouldn't have been okay without it, but it just helps. It helps get you there a lot quicker, and it helps put things in perspective to allow you to keep on pushing, keep on grinding.
Shoot, me and Jeremy even talk during the week. We be
yeah, and I ain't gonna sit here and act like I probably couldn't do what you say. I ain't gonna act like I couldn't do it without it. Nah, I need it. Like I can't sit here and say like I could be all right without it. You know what I mean? I don't believe that. Like this, you get your laughs. You know what I mean? During the week, like I don't have a lot of different times where I'm laughing and shit. You know what I mean? But I'm trying to figure things out. Like you know what I mean, putting plays together and. This is like that time, you know what I mean? That I have this, I get more laughs here on Sundays than I probably get all week. You know what I mean? It's really like the camaraderie is and it's so funny because like when you're younger, and I see that online still though, like the like women complaining about men having always wanting to be with their homeboys. Bro, you've been like that your entire life. You've always been around your homeboys. Like, you know what I mean? So for you to try to take that and make that a big deal, it's like, bro, this is ever since childhood, nigga, you was going to spend a night at your homie house and like, you know what I mean? You've had this connection, especially if you got friends from that time period. You know what I mean? You talking about 20-year friends. Like, come on, man. Like, yeah, it's necessary for us, bro. Because I think that as I don't know, I can't speak for them. I'm not a woman, and you know what I mean? I don't know how their relationships and like that 10-year, the long-term girlfriend thing. I don't know how that works, but like, man, I need my homies, bro. I need my homies in that time to wind down and just,
I need your mom.
Your mom.
Yeah, I thought that you did leave a good mom joke on the table when he said his mother was moving, but I don't participate inside any of that. Could you go to Tally? Shout out to the we talked about South Park earlier. This is for y'all guys that smoke weed on 420.
Come on, Tally. The guy said you had the security system in your memory banks. Hey, it's been a long time. You just have no long-term memory because you get high all the time. Don't preach to me, fatso. I can preach to you all I want because you're stupid. You're stupid. Yeah, but you're a towel. You're a towel. Just let me get high. I know I can remember if I get high. Oh, God damn it. All right, fine. Here's your stupid lighter. Hold on. Wait a second. That's it. That's it? Yeah, that's the melody to Funky Town. Funky Town. No, tally the entry code. For what? Come on.
Oh man.
Happy 420 to you guys. What strain did y'all engage in today?
I don't know what I had. I'm awake, so it must be some
I've been on some sativa.
Yeah, I'm awake,
nice
so
sativa.
it's sativa. I'm not
today.
I'm wide open today.
Pause.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking that was egregious.
Tone said you use a receiver. Good
no,
Lord,
I think not.
For the Steve Smith.
Oh man.
All right, cool. Damn, I actually got two good ones. That's from the same guy. Grits and is it Grits and Eggs? His podcast. Oh wait, all right, we'll go funny one more time. Damn, I got two good funny ones. All right, shout out to the wingmen, and then I'll kind of fall off with these last two. Just go to under. You see that the African dude go bottom then left.
Right here.
Yep.
Hey, how y'all doing? I ain't gonna lie, my partner said you were cute from a distance, so he said he wanted. We're gonna see it. How you doing today? What's your name?
This is good floor spacing. Sometimes your assignment is not what you want. Sometimes it's not ideal, but you gotta do what's best for the team.
You cute? You got a man? You know? You on Instagram or something? You got Instagram?
The objective is not to bag. Sometimes it's to distract. Of course. Sometimes we need a Pat Bev. Put their heart out, their blood, sweat, and tears for the greater good of the team. Diving on loose balls, pause, boxing out, snagging rebounds, not tapping it. Grabbing the rebound on some Dennis Rodman shit. Whoever this guy is behind the camera, this is an A+ teammate grade. I ain't gonna lie, you're gonna get good VC after this game. This is the plays that they don't show on Sports Center. That's why I'm here to document it.
I got you locked down. Yeah. We'll talk. We'll see what the movie is.
Don't get me wrong.
We'll see what the movie is.
The friend is not bad. It's not bad. It's work wittable.
Hey, how y'all doing?
You're not really work wittable. But shout out to all to the fire wingmen. Do y'all have any honorable wingman stories?
Nah.
Man,
I was a selfish player.
Selfish player. Okay. All right. So we can move on to
No, yeah. I wasn't for taking one for the team, right?
I've been there before.
No team. You was an honorable wingman.
Yeah. Yeah,
I took one for the team, but in retrospect, I was like, man, like now I be seeing her, it'd be like, dang, bro, she actually all right.
Have y'all ever engaged, like got the conversation started with the group of females so that the friend can actually kind of like that was the alley-oop right there. Hey, that's my dog. He's a lot when you go middle school, you might be like, hey, my God thinks you cute. And that's it's the quick little put on. And like by her reaction, you already know like what the vibe is. And it gives him the alley-oop. But the wingman is like innocent in the fact that he don't have to be judged in the scenario. Right. When you get older, it kind of like blends itself into like whether you're throwing the get together and you're inviting the baddies, but like the only one that you have number is the mid friend or something like that. Or sometimes you might be everybody's coming back to the spot, and the girl that drives might be mid, but there's also like this batter one that maybe she has interest inside one of the other guys, and you just be like, you know what, I'll entertain the driving friend for a little bit in the front room while y'all figure shit out. No,
I've definitely been the front room guy.
You've been the front room entertainment.
I've definitely I'm funny. I'll get a few jokes and laughs. I can do that.
Okay.
I've done that, but yeah, actually going the 2-man route and going all the way. That's no, I ain't with that.
But tell me
that shit's giving me a horrible flashback.
So how? But how about this? Have y'all not went on like the 2-man mission where the idea? This is something that we would do back in the day, where you see the two friends. You want to talk to this one, but she's with a friend. You have the homie, and y'all have the conversation, and it's like, hey, I'm about to go shoot. I just need you to approach your friend, and y'all have whatever conversation here. Y'all didn't run that game?
I had a homie who did it. I never had to. It was like we used to call it instigator agitator. It was like he's gonna start the situation. I'm just gonna go ahead and press it forward. So like, but it was more like I was the setup person. Like I had the spots.
Oh yeah, like you are like a social butterfly person
to some degree. It was just
to where like you will naturally engage in conversation, and like a lot of guys, like another person, like you and Jeff are similar in this, where like y'all will just start conversations.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to be like a cleanup man when you have like a guy that starts conversations.
Yeah, and even with me, like it was like in my case, I was the guy who was like my homie Jay was like just funny. Like he was on the drum line with
ST3.
So it was like Jay would just be funny, and Jay would be able to he would talk to girls faster than I would. Like I could do the friendship thing, and like I know you for a minute, so I can be funny and like over time. But Jay was like the one who would walk up and just instantly start talking, and it's like I had the spot or I have the setup to where we can have the good time.
Right, you got to have like a center, a small forward, a point guard. Like if I'm gonna play the mysterious role, I gotta have somebody that's funny, and I gotta have somebody that's agitating.
Mm-hmm.
Then I can just walk in,
balance out,
and just be chilling.
And it just depends on who you're going out with. Because I had guys I'd go out with, and you could play,
and you have to change the hat.
You gotta change your roles completely.
Shut out Lone Ranger. If I'm out with Lone Ranger, I gotta get shit started. I know it. I know it.
You can tell that too.
But like Lone Ranger, he'll be a solid little wing. Like if you get it started,
he'll be ready in the fourth quarter.
Keep will say something to get some shit going.
He'll be ready in about the third, fourth quarter.
Yeah,
you need that though. Somebody who can push it further when it's like, okay, it's the account is drying out.
It's game time. We need some buckets.
Somebody that say something stupid just to get them at like. Then you could. Game.
Now I like the wild card too. You don't know what they're gonna say. The wild card friend be fun to have sometimes. Sure. Like you don't know what they're gonna say. You don't know what they're gonna do. You just know they're gonna do something wild at some point. And it'd be like, hey yo, but that joke ended up going good. Like
the wild card, you took some L's with your wild card.
You took some L's with the wild card too.
You took some L's with that.
You gonna take some L's with the wild card, but the wins be fun.
The wins be wins.
All right, so I guess do y'all want to talk about Black children going to white schools or critiques on the manosphere? Oh, matter of fact, let's go to the top. It's the same guy. I rock with him. Top left.
I seen a video of a nigga saying like he was a high quality, high value manager, and everything he was saying like I'm 6 this, I got this much money, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck happened to character? Everything make you a high value manager, but your heart, but your character, about what you do when nobody looking, about how you move with your family. Everybody got everything to say. But about what it matter, like what makes you a high value man? I make 6 figures. I'm 6'5". I'm like, what the fuck is the world going? Like, yo, I mean, I don't know what the world comes to. Like, let's really break it down. People are being rewarded for sucking shit. We talk about this often. That so now because you have created this standard of the clicks and people buying into it, you had the Kevin Samuels of the world. You have people that have put this agenda in our community specifically, the community that has already been separated, has been divided, has been just decimated from the beginning systematically. Well, now you have people that are just doubling down on that and putting it on social media. So now you have people that are buying into these ideologies.
You know, like the main source of engagement is you make somebody defend, you make somebody disagree. Exactly. And that's all that is. Yo, if you sit in front of me and you sit here and tell me you're a real nigga, I know you are. Why you telling me? That's for somebody else to tell me about your character. You're going to tell me about your character. I don't know you. So I'm a high value man. I'm this. You know, man, shut up. Shut the fuck up. None of you care. You can be tall. You can do all that. That shit matter in sports, nigga. What you trying to get recruited? Oh, now you're getting. You 2 guarding? Like, fuck, I care about how tall you is, nigga. You a whole ass nigga for all I know. You care about how tall you was and how much money you get. You know how much drug dealers make a lot of money. They destroy the community. Yeah. What the fuck your money matter for?
I seen a video of a nigga saying like he was a high quality
I just thought that was interesting. Again, they go a little bit further. If I'd have played that bottom one, I had the same exact meme in there twice. Which one had a little bit more to it, but yeah, in my opinion, that ends up being one of those weird little metrics. I know, as black men in the black community, there's like it's almost sacrilegious to go against some of like Kevin Samuels and but I do think that certain things that he introduced, in my opinion, hasn't really been that beneficial, and we're starting to move away from it, in my opinion, a little bit now. That high value man thing is one of them, where it became a metric in which shitty people found a way to purport value just off of money, or just like, again, 6 feet 6 inches, six figures. That's the whole little thing, right? In which prior to that, like more times than not, I never was caring about how much niggas made. And I didn't look at a nigga value off of what you made. I've never picked friends off of what a nigga made. It's like, do I fuck with you? And like, where's like, do we have like similar either values or morals and how they align? And the people that I'm around that it kind of like they don't stick around long. And like I said, I started seeing this change inside like the zeitgeist of like how people presented themselves based off of not values or morals or character, but like, I am this thing. I fit this criteria. Where prior to this, there's never been like a rubric to what makes somebody a solid person, besides for like your actual character, your actual morals and values. Real.
Yeah, no, I'm not to disagree with anything you're saying, but the Kevin Samuels thing, if it was more than that. I think that because it makes the population of guys that actually check those boxes so small that you just stop mentioning all the extras. One of the important parts that goes along with what you said was the fact that your peers accept you in their community and they're high value as well. So to speak on what you were talking about, it goes a little bit more into it when you start talking about the fact that you actually have a clique of guys. And to them, it matters that your character and all these things.
Yeah, that's a clique of fuck niggas. That don't mean nothing to me.
What I'm saying? Well, I mean, it could be a clique of fuck niggas. It
like,
could be
just niggas that are like, if the idea is this, that we're rich. Like, I don't know a bunch of people that just got a bunch of money that are just like high character people. Like, and if outside of if we're going like the route of like doctors, lawyers, whatchamacallits, like the bigger concentrations outside of like if you've had delayed gratification for getting your riches ends up being like low character shit, in my opinion. Like, I don't know a lot of these spaces that is not low character shit. And these people that are their peers being low character niggas. Like, I don't think that a nigga that got rich off of the futures market or crypto or some shit like that, and all of him and his crypto bros are good character people, even though like they might be smart inside this thing. It's just my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, bro, and the only time the thing is, I'm glad I learned this early, because I did when I was younger. I think I did value money a lot more than necessary. But once you've kind of like gotten to sustained a certain amount of income, if you still think that shit is like important, like it makes you who you are, then bro, you're a dweeb, really. That's what it boils down to. You're a dweeb, and because that just means you can buy things. You know what I mean? Like, when it all boils down to it, it just means you can buy things.
Well, it's a tool.
Put me around the BNs with good values.
The BNs,
broke niggas.
Yeah, nah, for sure, bro. It's like, I think that, and I said this on me and Old Head show last week. And you notice that like they start pushing this in our culture, like the bag. Yeah, the shitty personality. This motherfucker ain't worth a fuck. He having babies with all these different women and all that, but he got a bag though. and we like try to validate everything with the bag. Oh, but he got a bag.
Yeah, all type of
like, bro,
all type of messed up stuff.
What difference do that make? Like, do you not see that these famous people with all of the bag and they still kill themselves? They still doing drugs at crazy rates, ODing. It's because, bro, like that money does not actually. That doesn't make you like it doesn't really mean as much as only broke people think it means as much as it means.
Same way niggas be like, but she got a fat ass though.
Yeah,
until you get a fat ass,
like it's,
and then you realize.
Well, no, niggas would justify why like this woman's a shitty person and I still keep her around off of like. Well, she got a fat ass though.
Yeah,
or she got some big titties, or she got
sliding. But that's what I'm saying. Once you get enough big ass,
what is it? The Gawk 3000.
Yeah.
In which, like, bro, like you're coping because of like reality would be that you don't feel that your value's high enough to where you can get another fat ass.
Right.
Because like that being a justification, money, physical attributes, anything like that, being a justification for a person's shitty morals and values, I think is
like as a man, like I think that's a scarcity attitude. If you're gonna deal with shit from a woman just because she bad or she got a fat ass, I mean you ain't been with enough. You know, you ain't had enough women, or you don't think you can get. You think this the best that you could get. When it comes to men, as far as like money, it's like it's a tool. You gotta you use it like, but it doesn't make you any better. Like just because I got a rich and you got a like we're still like your character, your more. There's so many other intangibles that you have to be good with before the money actually matters. Or then because once you get the money and you get into a space where everybody has money, it's like then what? And that's when a lot of people end up like killing themselves, or they like because you're so used to like you put all your identity in the money.
Or you could just
I'm rich.
You
I'm
be
rich
a corny nigga with money.
But then when you get around other rich dudes and you like, damn, this nigga got money and he's not corny. This nigga got money and he's not. And then you like, damn, it's not even the money. It's like I'm just a fucked up. I'm a lame. I'm a corny. I'm a bad person. And then you realize, damn, this money don't really
something
make
I realized
me not.
with most good men, and like that I would say is like an identifying qualifying trait. Is that good men know how to serve the community around them. Like they serve the community in a way like, and I realized this yesterday, like in the fact of like, I went to my mom's house to help move, like I was saying, and it was kind of a different experience this time than moving in the past. Cause like normally my mom's just in charge of the thing, but it was like, I went over there and I was instantly like kind of in charge in the fact of like, just because of how I've been doing it in my household, I kind of went over there and just instantly started doing that. Mm-hmm. Like, and that's what I realized is like the qualifying trait for like a lot of good men. Good men within their families and within their circles and everything, they're very valued to the people around them for way more reasons than money. It's so much more than money. It's like peace of mind and stuff that they bring to people around them. Just being there or whatever. Like people tend to depend on good men. Like, and it really ain't about money. Like in some case you need money to come through to be the dependable one, but it's so many other things that's beyond money.
Well, like as a man, if like, I think, cause even if you're rich, if that's all people come to you for, then you just a bank account, you're an ATM. But if people can come to you for advice, right. They can come to you when they're sad. They can come to you when they're upset, and they come to you, hey, I'm going through this. What would you say, dude? That means like as a man, that's what you want to be. You don't want to just be a bank account or an ATM for people. You want to actually lead the people around you. You want to be able to be an example, a good example for the people. And so when they go through the tough times, they can be like, what would Rail do? What would Q do? What would Tone do? What would Johnny do? And they look towards you in their tough times versus I need money. Let me go hit up such and such because he gonna look out for me.
Even though that might be one of the things
that might be, but you don't want it just to be the thing. And like as a man, you gotta develop yourself. You gotta get the money, but you gotta develop your leadership. You gotta develop your integrity, your communication. There's a lot of other things besides just getting a bag that's required of being a man. And I think once if you just focus on that, you'll miss out on so much other things of what it is to be a man.
Yeah, and I guess going to I guess maybe this will be me rounding off my point. I know something that I've intentionally tried to do, and this would be from me being like a broke college kid, me being broke afterward, me doing decent and kind of like building, a family and all this shit. To me, I just try and remain very similar in the things that I value and like what to me makes me valuable. Having a lot of money or a little bit of money to me never denoted my value. To this day, you'll still hear niggas say I'm cheap. Listen, the lady at Taco Bell, she played me poor. I can definitely buy whatever the fuck I want on the menu, and I'm doing all right for myself. But like to me, I've never, and I still don't personally, like look at money as a metric for what makes a man valuable. And that's just me. Like there's so many other fire things. Even when I like if I'm dating like when I was dating, and this is me like post having a house and all this shit, like these aren't anything that I would start with or present with. Because of like, you know, like back when I was like an artist, I got out of the aspect of like even trying to date females that knew me for being a rapper. Because of, to me, it seemed jaded. I'd rather somebody get to know me and then see like, all right, you're a regular person, not that you're like, you know what I mean? Like inside this specific place, you have like this version of clout. Is this a version of like perceived value? Like I would rather you look at me as like a very regular person and fuck with me because of like the actual intangibles in which I am. Because of like, then if you find out that I have like, or maybe you're popular inside this little area right here, or maybe you have like some of these check boxes, as Rail might say, like that's something that's a plus. That's not why you came here. POV.
Icing on the cake.
Yeah.
All right.
Not the whole cake.
Tone, it's on you, my brother.
All right, cool. Luckily, Johnny shared one of mine, so that saved me some time because I had Mel Robbins on mine too. I thought that was.
Oh, y'all be clean. Y'all both be cleaning bathrooms.
Man, come on.
I've cleaned bathroom before. It ain't above me. Like I've worked.
I just thought that was a dope conversation.
No, I'm talking about like after you piss and you just clean after that person that just shitted everywhere.
I don't use.
I won't use the stall.
Oh, you just make it a little. You just make it a little cleaner. When you
like if I pee on the toilet, I clean the seat.
I clean up.
You
after
just
myself.
so you leave piss on the seat.
Wait a minute. Y'all are inside public restrooms and you accidentally pissed like a droplet on the seat. Y'all are getting tissue
Yeah.
and then y'all are what? Y'all niggas have it.
I
clean it. Like if I get peeled, I clean it.
Ain't me.
That's because you disconnected, bro.
I'll be disconnected. Y'all niggas is taking the one ply tissue, folded it 5 times.
Yeah, you gotta roll it up.
And then
you gotta roll it.
As a matter of fact,
y'all are cleaning you and everybody else's piss just because you had a twinkle on it. Y'all niggas had that.
I think that's.
Like if I get peeled, yes,
I ain't
I
gonna
clean
lie.
it.
When I,
That's
if I'm gonna sit down in the
disconnected,
joint,
y'all
even if it look clean, I go and get some tissue, some
it's
soap,
still gonna do that jump
and go and wipe that bitch down before I use the bathroom, and I'm gonna wipe it up.
What kind of time y'all be having?
Yeah, no,
What are y'all
even
niggas
like
talking
even at the job, that's what I do every time, bro. That shit,
Bro, if I'm going to a rest stop, like if I just gotta piss,
well, that's why I don't go to rest stops.
But
I'm not going to.
Yeah, I mean, like I think everybody would put like some version of a barrier down if you got to take a shit. But if you just pissing, you just open up the stall, twinkle, leave out. Y'all niggas is like then going to get soap.
No, if the whole toilet seat is toe up and I'm just going in this the only stall open, I'm going in this bathroom. It's toe up. I'm not cleaning the stall. But if I'm going in there and the stall was fairly clean when I came in,
and I'm
fairly clean,
and I pissed on the seat.
I understand if it's like clean.
Yeah, but I don't use I try not to use really.
Bro, where the fuck are you going to? Like we talking about like just off the rip. Like if you just had to go to Wendy's bathroom,
bro,
there's gonna be some twinkles in that.
I was in like Gastonia.
If you going like where you going to? You going to QT? I'm
talking about like
gonna be some twinkles.
There are plenty spots. There are plenty spots.
I'm talking about like at work. When I use the bathroom at work, if I accidentally get on the seat, I'm a clean. That's public though. Like that not a public
like you're generally your work bathroom is going.
I'm not going to clean the bathroom at Carowinds if that's what you're asking. They have
people like to me. I look at that as like when I'm just randomly out at a spot. Like if I'm at somewhere where like clearly they're coming every 15 to 20 or 30 minutes, I'm gonna make sure like I ain't gonna be the nigga that's a nigga. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But if it's already, she already talked about like it already being like different things
with your foot. Yeah, so you ain't pushing on the joint no way. You know, just lift the fucking seat up. You lift it up.
Y'all niggas is talking about cleaning with the double ply.
No, before I sit down, I'm definitely gonna clean. Even if it's clean, I'm gonna go ahead and clean that motherfucker.
We talking about after yourself though. Like if you
if you putting your ass down, like I personally, we inside a wild bag right now. I personally,
you just went hook the left.
You had to go.
Listen, I personally, I'm not putting my ass on the seats. I roll that tissue. And I'm gonna hit a squat, and I'm gonna use the little thing.
I don't go to a bathroom if they ain't got that little joint.
I'm not putting my ass on it.
If they ain't got the little toilet covers.
Oh yeah. That's a maybe. And then you gotta put like two of them on them.
Well, you gotta double them up. You gotta go this way and that way.
Yeah,
and then you double up the little toilet.
But usually I'm just hitting a quick squat.
I ain't squatting.
I'm hitting the squat, and I got I put the tissue in my hands, and I'm like that. Y'all niggas had that, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna play these two. I already know which two I'm gonna use. I forgot what my guy talked about, but I remember it was pretty good.
You know, one of my biggest pet peeves in my comment sections is when black people tell me, don't work with that white person because they're gonna steal your stuff, they're gonna colonize you, they're evil, don't work with them. And that is the stupidest thing ever. I just got solar panels donated to me by white people. My welding instructor that let me build my first ever reactor in school and taught me how to weld to build my reactor was a white person. My karate instructor that taught me discipline, that taught me the perseverance I needed to build my machines was a white person. And I learned great things from black people, great things from Asian people, great things from all races. And race doesn't even exist because we're spirits. This is just a shell. You're judging a tree not by its fruit, but by the color of its damn leaves. Why in the world do you think we're going to solve any issue on this planet by division? Why in the world do you think that we will get any closer to all being treated equally if you literally are treating the people that you want to treat you better the way that you don't want them to treat you? You say you don't want to be judged. You don't want them to think you're a thug or you're this or that, but you're giving them that right amount of judgment right from the beginning. You don't even know these people. These people I pull up to, I know, I talk to, they're donating, they love the project, they're supporting. But just because they were born a certain race, they're immediately evil. Don't work with them. That is the most racist thing I could freaking imagine. That is literally racist because if the cards were reversed, you already know damn well it'll be crazy. It'll be a race war going on.
I'm gonna go ahead and stop it there.
I'm pretty sure he went to PWI.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I can.
You can see.
Well, just to give you some background, he makes gasoline from plastic. He calls it plastic lean. He's very, very smart. Y'all should follow his page. He's very intelligent. But the thing he's talking about is like when he's trying to do his projects and he's trying to push things forward. There are black people always commenting under his status or under whatever he's doing. Hey, don't work with them white people. Be careful of them white folk. They gonna steal from you. They gonna take. But these are the people who giving them stuff and who actually helping them out.
Well, my thing is, if in the field that he's in, what options does he have? He probably only has to if he sound like he's in such a niche, he's making gasoline from plastic. Who else knows about that? There's probably only a handful.
Well, you don't have to know about that to help donate to what he's doing or to help him with his cause.
I'm saying, but the people that know about it are probably in that space.
But let me ask you,
I'm probably not going to donate if I don't know anything about like power.
Are the people in the comments wrong?
What, as far as
saying they gonna steal some?
What, that the white people gonna steal from and everything?
My question would be, when has there been a black mind, invention, or creation that hasn't been exploited by the dominant society?
But my thing, you got to at least let them make it first. Like, don't discourage them. Don't discourage them from making it.
Never did I say that.
Oh,
it sounds like what I took from what Tom was just saying is that they're saying like they're going to steal from you, they're going to XYZ.
But that
are these not like? Y'all was just talking about like the small hats just a second ago.
On that note, though, like you've had inventions stolen from black people by other black people. You've had inventions stolen from black people by Mexicans.
True, but like when we talk about on a grand scale, who, like I said, what is the black inventions, the black creative thoughts, or like again, like we could just go inventions that eventually hasn't been taken by the dominant society, put their name on it, and erase that person.
I couldn't sit there and tell you.
So like I don't think that it's like, but I don't think it's like bad then.
Well, what I'm saying is like we've heard more
saying be weary of these people that always have a history of exploiting niggas. My bad.
We've heard more stories about the people who have stolen than the people who just got off with their inventions. You don't hear the good stories. Most of the time you don't hear the good stuff. Too. So we know
I don't know
what
that means though.
You don't really hear the good stories. Like when people do good, don't nobody care. That's not as noticeable to people as when somebody does something wrong. So we hear this. We don't hear about.
But like we know like all major inventions.
Bro, we don't know who invented it's a lot of inventions we don't pay attention to that black people invented, got credited with the invention, and we don't think nothing about it.
But like what though? That this would then be the thing that
with our computers.
Jack Johnson made the wrench,
and he gets credited for it, or is he exploited
for it?
It's a black person credited with the super soaker. There's black.
No. But all right, let's go to that. Like that's a great example.
Mm-hmm.
This nigga had to sue. He had to sue to get the shit.
Yeah, even with the chips.
And like if they're just saying like, hey, there's a history of this group traditionally exploiting black creation.
But is that what they're saying in the comments? Or are they just saying, hey,
that's what it just sounded like.
Don't work with white people because they'll steal shit and just be careful. Like there's two ways to say that same thing.
All right, so what I'm talking about is what I took from the idea of like, hey, be weary of people that have traditionally did this exact same thing over and over and over and over and over and over.
Well, also on another level though, like
but are we saying that?
But hold on, Tone. Let me respond. Like, but what he is saying though, and you got to respect. He's saying, but I'm not getting where I want to be without these white people. And so, like, that's the right.
That's a different conversation than them saying, all right, once you get this thing, be careful of the exploitative forces around you.
Right, but what he's saying is I can't get exploited if I don't get the help from these people, because what he's saying is the people that are donating to me and helping me do the thing that you're telling me might get exploited are the white people.
I didn't hear him.
Meanwhile,
he about donating.
No, he did say that. He said he was donating solar panels. He said he said
like some white people donate, but he was talking about like mainly like the schooling that he went through. He did say like some white people just donated me solar panels.
Yeah,
everything else
want to play it again, but he said a few different things.
Okay, all right.
He said something about the white people. He said the white person who gave him solar panels. And he named about his karate story. His karate teacher. He's saying he learned a lot of stuff from these same white folk that people telling him.
These sound like teachers now. After we get past that, like you paying for these niggas to teach you this shit.
It's not necessarily that ain't even just all paying. Like even like what he's saying, them people donated them solar panels to him because they wanted to. Even when I started my business, like my first business people was not my people. It was white folk who knew me that helped me out, like within my business. Like
I think the play devil
advocate. Whoever I don't think that. Like I'm not making a case. I want to make sure that like this is clear. I'm not making a case that like white people only do bad things when working with black people, and black people can't benefit from working with white people. That's not the statement that I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, what I guess like to make it clear, what I'm saying is I still don't, with all these things said,
you don't see anything wrong with what they're saying.
Like if the statement is be weary of, because like to me it's like we can't make two different statements at the same time. Like we can't sit here and say that again early in this episode. Hey, these people are in control of all these things, and they manipulated and exploited people. And then also say, hey, don't worry about these same people because they're helping you right now as this bright black mind.
No, I understand what you're saying, but again, it's a nuanced conversation because it's also like you do want to get all the help you can from everybody,
but nobody's saying don't get all the help.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but
these are different statements.
And like I said, we haven't seen the comments. We don't know exactly. We're assuming what the comments say.
All right, so I guess I would say like if the comments are saying, "Hey, don't work with white people," I think that you shouldn't listen to that. Right. If it's saying, "Hey, be weary of exploitation," right. I think you should pay attention.
I agree with both of those, but like I said, we're just making an assumption. I was making a different assumption about what they might have said versus what you were saying, but. We'd have to look and see.
And there was another point he had made within there, and it's basically along the lines of we're not going to get any progress with like trying to work or do the same, treat people the same way that we don't want to be treated. I think that's a viable concept.
I don't know if I know group.
Well, I agree. I agree with that only to an extent, though. Like, if I have the golden idea. The person that like I don't know what's it Thomas Edison, and you can even go with like Tesla. Like the person with the money exploits the idea still. Like this is with white people and white people. This is white people and black people. This is like you have to be weary. If all right, so this maybe this the easiest way to take race out of it would be like be weary of people that have leverage inside a scenario. So like if you have the idea, then be weary of the person that's willing to invest in the fine print.
And like the founder, the issue is that movie, The Founder, about McDonald's. That's the perfect example. That happened to them.
And the issue ends up being that most investors don't look like us.
Exactly. And so when we do get exploited by investors, it could always look like a race thing, whether it is or not. It could be like they have no ill will against black people, but they saw a bag and was like,
yeah, it's exploitative.
Yeah, but it don't always have to be racist, though. I guess the point.
Yeah, big facts. It's funny because I would make that point with old head all the time. Like, just because it's a white person doing it, don't mean that it's racism. It could literally be some other
exploitation,
some other reason for it. You know what I mean? The thing happening,
right? You know, yeah. And I guess that's a great point to.
Yeah, with McDonald's, they was both parties was white, and the guy who ended up taking credit for the founding, he pretty much like took the idea from the McDonald's brothers because they didn't push forward with their idea. So he ended up owning
the Facebook shit too, right? That story for Facebook that those are all white boys, wasn't it?
Yeah, but he didn't steal that from them twins. Them twins.
Yeah.
You think it's cat?
Yeah, they just wanted a little
boat rowers. That's what he was doing at Harvard. Rowing them boats.
Oh, you said but yeah. I mean, they just sued.
What did you think I just said? Something racist. Okay, I didn't say that.
But yeah, no, I don't think they like because Mark Zuckerberg had an idea. They had a similar idea, and they wanted to work together. But he was doing all the legwork behind it, and that's why he ended up there. That's why they were suing.
I don't know.
That was one of the cases where they put up money. And he was weary, and he still did his own thing, and then kind of left them.
Well, according to the what is it, the Social Network movie, in which it seems like Mark Zuckerberg signed off on.
It's one of my favorite movies, by the way. It's a dope movie.
In that movie they have a case.
Not really. I mean, they a case, but they lost the case. Like they lost the case. They lost the case. Well, no, they didn't. Well, they settled out of court.
Yeah,
they settled out of court. Okay. But he could have kept on pushing.
I was about to grab that phone.
They settled out of court. That's just because Mark Zuckerberg was so rich at that time. He didn't even care. He was like, "Here, shut up."
That's what it was.
Here go your 65 million. Shut up.
All right, we're gonna move on to this one. This is my last one.
We all know this is killing us, right? That was somebody receiving a missed text notification on their vacuum cleaner. And that is a reminder that the way we are being asked to live now is objectively insane. Like, do you kids understand that for all of human history, for hundreds of thousands of years, until like 25 years ago, nobody was expected to be on call 24 hours a day. In fact, if you go back and watch a movie just from my childhood, the 1980s, if they portray somebody as having a job that requires them to be in constant communication, which back then required exotic technology, that was always shown as being an ultra high stress job. These characters were always 5 minutes away from having a heart attack. It was universally understood that this was an incredibly high stress way to live. Kids, you understand that when I was in college, if somebody left the house just to go eat at a restaurant, they were as far off the grid as if somebody went to Mars today. You weren't going to talk to them until they got back home near their landline phone. And if you called and they didn't answer, that was totally normal and expected. When I was a teenager, there was no voicemail. When you called and they missed your call, there wasn't even a caller ID to tell them that you had called. When I was a child, I had multiple friends who did not have phones. And I don't mean they didn't have cell phones. I mean, they didn't have phones at all.
They were
the only way for me to physically go to their house. So the major change in life is not the existence of the technology that lets you contact anybody at any time. It is the social obligation to always be on hand to respond, to the point that if you don't instantly respond, that is considered some kind of misbehavior. It is a mystery that needs to be solved. why is this person acting like this? Why is this person acting the way every single human being who has ever lived for the entire history of the species until 5 minutes ago? So now when you see that the innovation is what they call the screens everywhere vision, where they have now created a world where you can take a phone call on your washing machine, where they are trying to eliminate every last hiding place of your life, every moment when you could possibly not be on call. In fact, I don't even know if young people recognize the term on call, which was the slang for, hey, I can't relax or do anything fun. I have to stay near a phone. Like there's a crisis at my job, so I have to be on call tonight. I know that it's annoying when old people like me say, well, the reason you have anxiety is because of your phone. Like, obviously, you have legitimate reasons to be anxious. But I'm saying that on top of all that stuff, the additional requirement to be available for communication 24 hours a day, no matter what you're doing, is an incredible emotional and psychological burden to add on top of everything else. We all know this is killing.
I don't know how I feel. I'm not. First of all, I'm not like a text message on your vacuum and washing machine is crazy. But
on your vacuum is
like that's
crazy,
bro.
Crazy.
I need to know.
That is just
like I'm vacuuming. Like that used to be a good excuse not to pick up a call. Oh my bad, I was vacuuming the house. Like, I ain't hear it.
You pulled that one out before.
Yeah, I'll definitely pull that one out.
You couldn't hear,
yeah. But like if the bitch you came to your phone. Now what I'm supposed to say? Like you was vacuuming. I know you saw it. Like I don't know, but I don't know how burdensome it is. It is different. It is something that's unique to our generation. But I think there's also some pros that come with it too, as far as like the ability to like, if you are going through something or if you're confused about something, have instant answers. Or like when you are if you are doing that, or if you're worried about somebody, imagine the anxiousness you had when you couldn't reach your mama or your daddy, or if you couldn't call your kids, and think about how much relief you get now. Hey, y'all all right? Cool, bet. Click, roll over, go to sleep. And so like I think there's pros and cons to both of it. So I wouldn't just say it's like a negative thing that we have this technology, but it's all about just how you use it and like your relationship with it.
And I think it's funny, like the thing is, of course, it has pros and cons, but the idea of like the fact that I know you have your phone and you don't answer, that's a fucking problem.
But that's some relationship selfish.
No. I mean, just in general, it's not even just in relationship. Like when I call you and you don't answer the phone, I know that you've seen this motherfucking call.
You don't know that. You're assuming.
No, but you've seen it because you've looked at your phone today. So if you don't call me back, you're making that decision that I don't want to fucking talk to him. At the end of the day,
that's just an assumption because
that's a huge assumption.
Like that's an
assumption. Hold on. So you're
like
saying that you actually miss calls and don't know that you missed the call?
Especially,
no.
Especially if your phone's on like airplane mode or do not disturb. There's different.
I mean, but not even that. I don't. You use airplane mode
or do not disturb a lot. Yeah.
For what?
Just when I get home. So
you're about to say usually like you see this a lot with like people like 10 o'clock.
Well, yeah, I think it comes on automatically. Like your phone is just going.
You'll see it on like the little. Well, with Apple, you'll see it like this user is in do not disturb mode.
So you're saying on the Apple phone? So you're saying on the Apple phone, it'll automatically go into do not disturb?
You can set your settings to that.
To just put it on
like I don't put mine on after a certain time.
So
you can do that on Android.
I'm pretty sure you can too. I just never.
Yeah, Android got it too. It ain't like
what I'm saying is that like, but why would you not want people to be able to reach you if something's happening?
For the reason we just.
Well, yeah. I guess my point that I wanted to get into that you were speaking about, like this happens to me often, where like somebody can call, I can miss the call, and I'm doing something, and I might pick my phone up real quick and see it, and be like, all right, I'm gonna do that later, and then I just don't remember to do that at all.
I get that,
and like, I like that happens with messages and phone calls all the time because I seen it. If I'm still active doing something, I can completely forget. And then again, like if you like, then the next message and the next call, and like now it gets pushed down. It's just like then you'll fuck around and do this and be like, oh shit.
Hold on.
And that happens to me all the time.
No, I get that. But what I'm saying is I'm not saying that this is right, but it's just the idea of when you do miss a call, what people feel You see what I'm saying? Versus back in the day, like the phone would just ring and hell, you just missed the call. Not a big fucking deal. But now it's like an obligation that you have. This is an obligation to everyone that's in the phone that you must. You see what I'm saying? Otherwise, then they'll look at it as like something's wrong. Like you said, something's wrong with you.
Or like you're being
you feel away. Yeah,
Oh,
you feel away. So there's some reason for them to feel away now. You see what I'm saying? Like it just adds another level.
But I think what he just said though, that is an unrealistic expectation that we have of each other.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, just to keep it real, like, I mean, because we've all been in the opposite situation where I just can't talk right now. Yeah. And so, like, so when you call somebody, the fact that you can't understand that they might be in a situation where they can't, like where's the empathy? Where's the connection? Yeah. It's like if you could,
we just not feel like talking to you, and that should be fine.
But like, yeah, we talking about that. Like, we just all these situations where but then when we call somebody and they don't pick up, what's our first feeling? Oh, these motherfuckers ignoring me.
Yeah, the only person I do like is my wife. Like she has to answer the phone, just like I have to answer the phone.
I be mad at my girl answer the phone too.
Because I need to know that you're okay. I know
if she like taking a shit or something, or like just
I mean, but that's the thing. Like she does.
Well, no, to me, you
does not answer the phone.
You better answer the phone right back.
Yeah, but other than that, like at the end of the day, like other than that, anybody else, if you don't call me back today, I don't look at it like the first thing I'm gonna think of is, are you okay? Then I'll shoot a text. Ask someone like, you good, bro? Or you good? I'll shoot a text. If you don't answer, you ain't got to answer the phone. Now, if it goes a period of time, now I'm wondering if you all right. So I just want to know if you all right. Send you that text. And then at the end of the day, you cannot feel like fucking talking to me. I get that. That's fine. At the end of the day, I feel like that at times too. I don't want to answer the phone.
But it's like I do get mad. Like even like at work when I'm calling customers and stuff, or just like anything. Like I said, when it goes to that voicemail, you be like,
"Oh yeah." Well, I'm definitely a very impatient person at times.
Yeah, and it's like, why the fuck can't you just pick up this call? It take 2 seconds. All you gotta do is just pick up and tell. Like I get that same where I'm like, I don't have that empathy, even though like when it's on me, when my phone ringing, I'm like, why can't you understand? I just don't want to talk. But
in the moment, I'll be very like I can be very on 10, but then like I can easily snap out of it quickly because of like I just understand like me, where for me, like generally speaking, like I'm like I prefer busy than like having free time. So usually like I can have shit that goes like boom, 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 boom. And then from that, I could have seen something. Then like I'm still literally engaged in that, but that next activity goes to the next thing. That time constraint goes directly to the next thing. And then like I can fuck around and again charge to my head, not my heart. Is that how it goes? Yeah, head, not my heart. Where I can do that with different people multiple different times. And it's not off the strength of like I didn't want to do something or I didn't want. Yeah, like I didn't want to do something. It's the fact that how I schedule and how busy I tend to be a lot of times is that I can fuck around and fuck up. If I'm not able to respond in that moment, a lot of times things can end up getting pushed back.
You responded to something I put 2 days later one time. You know how I felt about that? I ain't give a fuck. I was like, hey, he responded. When he responded, I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, yeah, I'm big on that though. Like, and anybody who knows me knows I'm the phone. It's like, look, charge to my head. And like, if I'm doing something, I'm into what I'm doing. Yeah. Really, people who've seen like, yeah, people know that about me. I've been like that even when I ain't never made no excuse. My whole family's like that. My mom them don't answer the phone sometimes.
No, mom do need to answer the phone. That's the other thing. You got to text, make sure you are.
Mama do aggravate if she don't pick up. Like,
my mom has.
I'm only calling
the check on
like mama do piss me off.
With my mom, it's a code. Like if you just call her one time, then like if it's not an emergency and she don't answer, you know she just doing something or whatever. If it's an emergency, just call her twice. She's gonna answer that second. Like. He ain't calling me twice for no reason. Yeah. Or he ain't calling me 3 times. Like I didn't call back to back. Like, yeah, that's a thing she'll know. Like, okay, this is an emergency. Like if I just get the call right back. But yeah, I'm not.
You know something funny too is that like on my phone, I don't know. It's not. I'm not trying to make a fucking Android, whatever iPhone thing. But like I can see when somebody's on the phone when I call them. It'll tell me. I forget what it says, but it pretty much little message comes up. Just it says you're like a call waiting. You're in call waiting or whatever the fuck, and it shows me that you're like
that they're actually on the call.
Yeah, that you're actually on the phone.
I think all calls.
And the funny thing is, like, because a lot of time when I call you, I'm just really just trying to shoot the shit real quick. I'll just hang up the phone when I see you on the phone. I'll just hang up the call and text like, "Oh, nothing serious." You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, just I literally
hold on for a second. Most of the time, I'm gonna click off.
Oh yeah. No, so Tone know what I'm talking about. Yeah, if I see you on the phone, like, I mean, no big deal. I don't really, honestly, I don't hold people to that phone thing. Like I said, only my wife. You got to pick up the phone. But she the same way with me. If I don't pick up the phone, that's a problem.
All right, Johnny.
Y'all should
let's
get
land
like
us with this question.
Oh yeah, well, it's a question.
Shout out to the chat too. Shout out Unc. Look like my Dukes. They in there.
Yeah, they was talking about the phones and stuff. Yeah, it's call waiting was on the party line, or you called the operator and did the emergency break in on the line.
I ain't never know you could do that. No emergency break in on the line.
I don't know that.
That's old school. But I guess my question for the week was, what's next after Trump? But really, it's like, what do politics look like after this administration? And it goes to not just the Democrats, because I'm wondering like how they gonna respond. Like, what does the leadership look like? And it really goes. I think it was Senator Holland, but y'all heard about the dude that got deported to
was he a citizen?
I don't know if he was a citizen, but he got mistakenly deported. They acknowledged that it was a mistake, and Trump tried to get him back.
Trump ain't tried to get him back,
or he's at least
the Supreme Court said that.
Well, the Supreme Court said he has supposed to.
Trump had that meeting with that man. No, you ain't see the meeting when the president from that country flew down here, and Trump was in the office. Yeah, but the same office that he pressed.
But there's a senator. There's a senator from our country that went to El Salvador to actually meet with the guy. And he pressed them because they told him we're not gonna let you see. And he actually got 2 meetings with the guy. And
when was this?
This week or earlier this week, or maybe last week. But this is within it was within this month. But he went down there, but they were talking about like that's a new form of leadership that like a lot of the senators and stuff, based on the status of our politics, are gonna have to. They even referenced I don't necessarily agree with that, but Cory Booker and the filibuster that he did. And they were talking about like with this president, this administration, and how extreme they're going with the exercising their power. How are people going to respond? What does leadership look like once he's done? Moving forward. Are we just going to go back to traditional, or are we going to go even more extreme? And it's like, that's a very concerning thing. Yeah. As far as like, how do we respond to this president? And is it only going to get worse from here? And I guess that's where my question was lying. And to me personally, I think we're gonna see more of it. Instead of Trump, we got people like Stephen A. talking about running, and so I think
get the fuck out of here.
We're gonna see more of what?
More
outsiders,
outsiders, but more extreme, and people that maybe even less qualified that end up stepping into the
what? I think the landscape is gonna look totally different. I think it's too early to really tell right now. Like right now, we're still closer to looking like the old system than whatever is going to become. But I do think there's going to be a drastic change within.
What makes you say that?
I just feel like there's going to be a drastic change by 2030 based off of like the world agendas they've been trying to set up and some of the stuff. Like I definitely think we're in another
No, but I guess like saying like right now looks like the old system.
I'm saying it's closer to what the old system was than it is whatever this new thing is going to be. I think over the next 2 years you'll be able to see. Like in 2 years, I think the system is going to look drastically different. Like as far as like some of the politics and everything else stuff is running, I think it's going to be a lot of changes. And not necessarily for the better. But
because there's some countries where like they rewrite their constitution.
So like right now, you don't think that what we've seen? Let's just say what we at month 3.
Yes,
this isn't like as revolutionary that we've seen politics be.
I would say this is revolutionary. I think it's
inside America, like since I can.
That's not.
I don't know how far back we want to go to.
That's why
we can go back.
But that's why I'm asking the question.
Yeah.
But like what he said.
I thought you just said that we haven't seen anything.
First of all, he said.
No, I said. No,
he said that.
Did you just use the word revolutionary?
I said there hasn't been any revolutionary change.
I think that right now we're seeing revolutionary change.
But the system is still the Supreme Court. Still the Supreme Court. The votes.
The president is also ignoring the Supreme Court and telling them fuck them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
this is like this is a definite different thing that we've never seen.
But it hasn't happened yet. We're still the Supreme Court.
We're seeing like this is what I don't
like. It's in the middle of the change, but like to act like, but there's no new Supreme Court. There's no new major power.
I don't understand what you're saying. So to me, like if this is the first time we're seeing a president say "fuck the Supreme Court," like I don't see what else we will see
because the
later.
next president might demolish it completely, and then that's the change. But he's just saying, "I'm not going to."
So the change has to be as far. Like, all right, so you can say I ain't listening to you, but fuck them. That's not enough change. Only if you abolish it. To me, being the fact that I've never seen in America, and I never thought that we see in America in which the checks and balances didn't necessarily matter.
And I agree with that.
That
I agree
like
with
to
that.
me,
Like,
that's the part to me is like
semantics.
super like revolutionary.
No,
and like to me, it does lend to the idea that damn, like moving forward, my presupposition of what America was does have to evolve because of I thought that because of the Constitution, because of like America and what a lot of people have ingrained in like the idea of like we want America to stay like these very specific things. And in my opinion, what Trump and not necessarily Trump, but is more so his base in the way that they've kind of capitulated to him over America because of a lot of what he does is like it usurps the checks and balances. It usurps the Constitution. And of course, like a lot of things end up getting vetoed because it goes against it. But seeing how half of the country will still like applaud and say it's right, no matter what, where they like Trump does get some wins and he gets some losses, but no matter what, it's a blanket statement of like this is good. Like even down to the fact like I seen real right-wing talking heads saying, fuck it, third term. In which I always thought that was an out of bounds thing.
Yeah.
But to see people be like, oh shit, like we could actually see why he should get a third term. I even had niggas in the chat arguing with me about like third term. And like to me, I'm just answering the question.
I agree with that, but like
let me lay my last point on the question that you asked. So for me, like previously, I thought that America was like we were unsusceptible to a dictatorship. I've kind of evolved over like these past 3 months. Not saying Trump will be a dictator, but saying that the American people are so tribal that they're susceptible to it.
Will allow it.
And,
yes. And that's
Right.
where I'm
And
at.
that's where I'm at.
I
We
think,
was arguing
I think
for no
the
reason,
landscape.
but I agree with that.
I agree. I think the landscape has of what people think and what people are willing to accept is going to be the very thing that shifts stuff over there. We're just seeing the beginning of it right now.
Mm-hmm.
But like over these next 3 years, like 26, 27, 20, like it's going to be an interesting road. I think by the time he gets to the end of this presidency, and I hope it's not he don't need no third term. I'm not for that third term stuff. I'm not for that in any case. I think part of what makes the system work the way that it does is that we do have an 8-year system for
right.
And it needs to be applied to the rest of these people.
I agree with that as well.
Like but having that variation of things, I think keeps things going on. So I think if he wants to keep his values going on, then he needs to be finding a candidate that's like him. In all fairness, but I don't think it's going. I'm not saying I want it, but I'm saying like just the stuff that he's trying and the stuff that's going on and the stuff that we're allowing. That's where the danger is at. We're allowing the landscape to be.
Who do y'all think?
Who
do y'all think that the Democrats will put forth on this next one?
Ain't no telling.
I don't know. Like it can be anything.
It'll be somebody random who we ain't.
I don't even think
heard
like
of
Stephen
yet,
A
bro.
is like.
It's gonna be somebody we don't know.
But
it's gonna be
like
somebody we
AOC
don't know.
He could do the Democrats the way Trump did the Republicans.
It won't be AOC. It's gonna be somebody
But
we
they've
don't
been saying
even know
that
yet.
like AOC's trying to clean herself up for it. To me, I think honestly, Gavin Newsom probably like he is the all-American white dude. He has the look. He also now has the little podcast that he's doing that's trying to like trade the line of like becoming more centrist than like completely like this liberal California mayor. To me, it seems like, and I already kind of like thought that Gavin Newsom is who they're going to push.
When you say centrist, what do you mean?
Like, so right now, what he's doing is he's
North
bringing
Carolina Central.
like he's bringing on like Republican talking heads and finding middle ground. Like that's what I mean by centrist, where he already has a liberal base. He's trying to appeal to like middle America.
So he's trying to get the everybody thing or get everybody.
Yeah. Like so. So I'm gonna bring the other side in, and we're gonna have conversations. Very much so. Also, and this is where like Stephen A. Smith is becoming. I
think that's where we're about to start going, and I honestly think that.
Down, bro.
Not with Stephen.
But I don't know. Like the thing is that like
people say
I don't know if you're like
Trump.
you're paying attention, but Stephen A. is making a political like turn, and so like he's started bringing on a lot of right wing people on the Stephen A. show. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but
I know, but I don't watch it. But I know.
But yeah, like he's had Ben Shapiro on there. He's had like he's had a lot of the right, and he's even had like Candace Owens on there.
Yeah,
but he'll bring on like different senators, politicians, and he's also now started doing like he'll go on CNN, he'll go on like MSNBC, like he's doing it. But I'll also say, to be fair to him, he's not just now doing it. Stephen A. has also did this previously before this little moment. But I think
people don't give him enough credit for how smart he is. Like he
will talk. Like I think the first time it might have been like 2017, 18 that I heard him talk politics. I was like, oh shit, you're kind of like fairly enough well-rounded.
I don't want to hear him. I wouldn't want him as my president.
Yeah, I'm cool.
No, I'm not saying that I want him as a president, but I know that
he's making a run. Though.
What it is that Jon Stewart's another person that they're throwing out right now. What seems to be the biggest thing in appeal is the idea of being an effective mass communicator.
And a lot of times,
like Stephen A. is an effective mass communicator.
A lot of times,
Jon Stewart is an effective mass communicator. Gavin Newsom slick talking enough. Like what made Trump is that he's an effective communicator. Whether like you like it or dislike it, it don't got shit to do with his policies.
Shit effective, it works.
It just works.
Yeah,
and that's what niggas is looking to hinge their lines on.
I think Gavin Newsom might be the way that it is because I think where the world is going is where you're gonna have a leader who comes out trying to basically appeal to like peace and safety. I'm gonna be the person who brings y'all peace and who brings y'all safety out of this turmoil. I think that's gonna be whoever that is. Not that they actually gonna do it, but I think they're gonna be the person like purporting to do that thing.
But I think it has to be a lot more shit to go on in America for that to be a great selling point.
It will be. We still in 2025.
That's crazy. This is only 3 months in.
Yeah, we're a few months in 2025.
Damn,
bro.
hey, just when you said that, I was like, holy fuck.
We still got the rest of 25.
I mean, you say that, but Trump never went away though. He went away for a little bit, but not completely away because he was still talking shit the whole time Biden was in office. He was still,
but bro,
this is like the last 2 years it ramped up, but he had a quiet like right after the resurrection
he left.
Then they kicked him off of everything, and then this nigga was only on his own social media things.
But for the last 2, like he's been talking. They ain't like
popped up like the motherfucking candy man. They said his name 3 times.
It's when you talk about like
number 1 in the polls.
When you talk about how fast this time is going, the last 3 months. It flew by, but then when you think about Trump, it's like, damn, he did all that in 3 months. This nigga is rolling, bro.
Oh. Thank you, Tone. I was on the wrong thing, but yeah, keep going.
Oh yeah. I'm just saying, bro. It seemed like that. Damn, he did a lot in these 3 months, bro. Yeah. He done stirred a lot of shit up in 3 months, bro. It's like fucking. It seemed almost impossible that was just 3 months.
But he's been ramping up. Like it ain't just been 3 months because he's been.
But once he put boots on ground,
exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
That niggas is like executive order. Hey, fuck your funding.
Yeah, nah.
Y'all niggas ain't shit.
But see, I think the scary thing.
Send his ass back.
I think the scary thing with.
I also fuck with. He was sending great whites back too.
Yeah.
You sending them sharks back.
Yeah, but I think
you go back to Europe. You go back to France.
No, but I think the scary thing. Hey, hold up, Q. I think the scary thing is like you were saying though. I think like what this sets up is though, like if you're popular enough,
yeah.
Like we were talking about the democracy and stuff. What this treats is like populism or something. But if you're popular enough, you can almost do whatever you want to do as long as your base rocks with you and you got enough political support. And I think that's a scary, precedent as far as like when we move it forward. Because Trump ain't gonna be the last person that's popular with a certain crowd. The next person, might even be more, and who knows, like, what he would be able
Republicans
to do.
Get next. I don't think that the vice. I don't think he gonna.
Oh, to my
what's called
JD Vance. I don't know. I don't think he gonna. Right now, you do hear a lot of conversations about is like MAGA or is let me see how I can frame it. It's the whole MAGA thing, where is MAGA its own specific party outside of the Republicans? Like Trump, in essence, he's
crazy.
He served the Republicans and kind of strong armed them, but like he's not even really like traditional Republican inside a lot of the points that he even be on. But
that's the scary part though, is because like a new political party that's like kind of rogue and not really left to right, that could do a lot of damage.
Damn, is MAGA like our first real like populist rogue party to really win? Because like MAGA's MAGA. They're not really like Republican. But
that's the scary part. Well, that's the thing. Like you would have thought the first would be off the left or something dealing with black people or something.
Why would you think that?
No, you wouldn't think that
because we're the ones that need it more.
If we was gonna
They
do
ain't
it, we
got
would
nothing
already
to do
did
with
it.
anything.
We would already did it if we was gonna do it. To be honest,
Well, too small of a population.
I mean, well,
My
that's
bad,
true.
FBA.
That's true. I mean, but you could have teamed up with some allies. You could have done a it could have been something else.
What the like?
No,
like when they say black, they include all people that could be inside the Pan African space.
Oh well, I mean, I'm just saying. It's surprising that it was the split off came from the right instead of the left. I would have.
Yeah, no.
If you'd have asked me 10 years ago, I would have thought the split off, whether it was black people or what, I would have thought.
Yeah, I'd agree.
It would have been on the
like
left.
Who actually could get it done? It'd have been the right.
I mean, looking
Who
back,
would've talked about it? They would have needed to.
Like on hindsight, I get you, but like,
but it didn't seem like they thought they needed to though. That's why we wouldn't.
That was the whole
see
Tea Party shit too, wasn't it? Like the right always be complaining about shit.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like it seemed like their ideology was like they were aligned in ideology here these last, like he said the past 10 years. If you go in the past 10 years, who you would have thought would have split off? I don't really see it. I think that like it seemed like they were aligned a little better.
Divisions when it came down to like the black and LGBT stuff. I think those were bigger divisions within the left where. I think there's a lot of black people that wasn't necessarily rocking.
It wasn't enough for the black people to leave the Democratic Party.
Maybe that's the fact, but I'm talking about the rift though. I thought the rift was bigger in the Democratic Party versus the Republican.
I guess are you talking about like the idea of? So you thought that progressives would have broke off quicker than the far right,
right? Exactly.
Okay.
Like looking 10 years.
All right, we having different conversations then.
Yeah.
Okay, I get what you're saying. I thought that if there was to be a successful third party,
it would have
came from the right because of all the unsuccessful third parties have been on the left.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's true too. Though, like it's been a precedent, or a history of the left not being able to do the thing.
Precedent.
We got 4 minutes.
I fucked that up.
We got 4 minutes, and Mama Sharon done called in.
Oh snap! I done fucked up.
All right.
What's up, Mama Sharon? You on air?
I was just wanted to talk about Trump.
Oh Lord, go ahead, Ma. What's going on?
Okay.
What's up, Mama?
Talk to
Ma.
us.
Hey, how you doing? I just feel that even though Trump is in there doing all the stuff that he's doing, that we all need to learn how to open up our eyes and really understand what he's doing, because it's not for the better for us. It's actually what it's doing is separating us and making us fight with each other on the outside. That's what it's doing, and he's destroying everything from within in order to make himself look good.
Mm-hmm.
So I just feel that that as black people, we have to learn how to work together and get things going. We just can't just sit around and just talk about it. We got to be about it.
No, I got you.
No, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a do for self POV. I don't disagree. I also don't think that like Trump is doing anything. I don't even think that he talk about like doing beneficial things for black people no more. That was like a fun little campaign trail conversation that he was doing.
He forgot we exist.
But I mean, truthfully, also the thing about Trump right now, Trump also saying fuck the poor whites too.
Mm-hmm.
Like Trump shitting on everybody. Trump.
That's why I'm shutting up, because if he don't, he says fuck the police. Hey, look, hey.
Trump just like him and Elon on like a warpath. He's saying fuck the po whites.
I would say
fuck the
po blacks,
the po like everybody.
That's why I'm saying it.
Lakers in 5.
That's why I'm saying.
Lakers in 5.
That's why I'm saying is.
Really got to get it at 5 now.
You said what?
That's why the saying is now FAFO. In other words, they done found around and found out. That's what's going on with the white people. You know, they thought they were voting. They thought they were going to get everything they wanted. And now they seeing what they're trying to do to us is they doing it to them. Everything that we lose, that they thought that's hurting us and trying to take from us, they're taking it from them.
Oh yeah,
So
no,
they're finding out. They're finding out. They finding out.
It is very beautiful seeing the rural whites be like, oh wait, you sold me a pipe dream.
Mm-hmm.
That is what they're getting. Them government workers.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, damn, I voted for you, and I lost my job.
I'll tell you the other thing.
Have a what? My mama ain't gonna have a Social Security, huh? Medicaid. Oh.
Yeah,
I tell you what, there's so much stuff going on. People not coming together to stand behind one thing. So all of their view, everything they ask
that's
for
what
is
he's
dispersed.
That's what he's really good at.
Yeah, and that's what's messing stuff up. Like right now, we should be looking and making demands as a group. Like as far as black people, we should be making some demands as a group, no matter who the president was. We should be making demands as a group that these demands are followed through with. But we don't all agree on what those demands should be. Same with white people. They don't all agree on what they want. Everybody don't agree on what they want. So when it's not a voice being given to the things that you want, then who gonna give you what you want?
Yeah, and I think it probably would be more benefit. Well, not saying that it's about a bad idea, but to me, like in implementing the idea, I think that like we all right. This would be a quick take. I think that we have maybe about 50 to 60 years of research of Black people explicitly as a group asking for specific things and not getting them, right? And even when we get them, it ends up being usurped in something that's exploitative for white women.
Mm-hmm.
In comparison, every time that I've seen a nigga get killed, it's when you do it on class, when you do it on socioeconomics. And if I was to guess, what would probably be the most successful way to actually galvanize would be at a class level that includes the majority of Black people.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be the best way to actually get things done.
I literally was about to say, as you were talking about Trump and talking about the way that he's handling the poor whites and the blacks. Do you think that he could be the fire that starts the poor man's march again? I doubt it, but it seems as though the conversation that we're having, it seems as though that could be a direct consequence of what he's doing.
And my thing would be go ahead.
I'm sorry. I personally say let them do the marching and we sit back and watch, because we done marched and we done fought, and every time we fight and they get the benefit of it. Let them march. Let us watch them, and let's see what they can do.
Yeah, I would say we need to be paying attention to the wealth transfer that's going on. What I really think is happening is that Trump is going to run he's going to run the money system, the current money system out of control. We're going to have to switch. He's going to usher in like the central bank digital currency, like he was the great savior of all of this. But I think he's really just going to end up pretty much like.
So you think is it based on the tariff thing that you think?
No, it's not even based off the tariff.
I think
thing.
Trump could fuck around and fuck the money up so bad.
Yeah, it's a way that
I think he can
He's doing it now.
accidentally be what Tone is saying.
And it's not even accidental. I don't think that these presidents control the world. I think it's somebody else who's above them that control. Like this stuff is on purpose. Like
it's
so, I don't
purpose.
think it's not him who control the world. Even him working with Elon. Elon is the catalyst for the technology that's going to be implemented into the world. So even with Elon and all of that stuff, it's like I think that's what they're doing. They're just as much globalist as any other people. They're trying to appeal like they're not, like they're the people who are like they're trying to appeal.
Trump and Elon are,
but they are globalists.
Yeah,
they're globalists.
They're both.
And I would say, if anything, they're the ones who are going to help usher in like what they call the New World Order, which is like in order for that to happen, the United States has to go down. Like the dollar has to fail. So I think they're setting the landscape now for that to happen. The dollar fails, we get central bank digital currency, and now the government is able to watch everything that you spend your money on and everything.
Let me see if I can recall exactly what this was. But I was looking at something, and we about to wrap up. Where Johnny got a piece to get off real quick. Let me see if I can't remember it, then I'll pass. But I know that I was looking at something that was speaking about the dollar in the currency and how, in essence, him and this terror shit can fuck around and end the dollar based off of the whole bond situation and the power that all these outside countries have if they just decide to sell. And like from my understanding, like it in essence will end up crashing the value of the American dollar if they actually like if we force them, or not force them, if they leverage that off the basis of us and trying to exploit them through like the tariff practice. And even when it came down, because like the thing that's not being talked about in America as much is, what is it? Is it the G7 or the G9 getting together and talking outside of America? Like America being like the group that's like, now they're starting to have these conversations about, all right, how can we make sure that this tyrannical or whatever person doesn't have the option to literally control our markets every single week? And whether he wants to go like 90 days or no 90 days. Now I want to put tariffs on, not put tariffs on. To where like now you're adding Canada into the, like they're starting to have these actual conversations, and then they're also talking about what we can actually do to levy back power. And to me, like it does put us inside a weird space where if we were to talk about the fall of American, like the dollar, we're setting ourselves up for that. If there was a scenario for it to happen,
and
not even saying
we all
that it
arguing
could,
back and forth about presidents.
and again, not saying that it could, but if there was a way, to me, this would be the way.
They setting it up. No, I'm gonna say dollar bill, little bill, kill bill, Lakers at 5.
Them niggas lost by
Lakers at 5. Fuck it, I don't care how much we
lost by 25. Sit out to
15, 25, 35. Lakers at 5.
all right. Mama Sharon, we appreciate the call.
I love you, mama.
Love you, mom.
Well, love y'all too. Y'all have a good night.
Thank you. You too.
Okay.
No, it was a good show. Appreciate everybody for tapping in with us.
Bing, bing, bing.
Want to tell y'all, hit the like button, leave a comment below. Tell us, it was a lot, tell us what we was fucked up. Tell us what you agree with. Tell Rail how he was in that box earlier.
What box did you put him in?
Talking about the nigga box.
It was Amazon.
You was in a nigga box? That's a crazy box to be in.
It was a brown box for sure.
I'm about to say, what does a nigga box look like?
It's definitely brown, but
does it have a little, what is it, Jack in the Box little thing? I wonder what song plays
pop up
when you got to pop out the
it's
nigga
a Brett
box.
Fire song. Hey, but follow us on all social media at the To Be Fair Show. That's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads.
Yeah,
at the To Be Fair Show. I am your host, Johnny P.
Over here, real.
It's Q.
And we out.